we go. Let's change the thumbnail. Bada bing, bada boom. Perfect. 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 What up? What up? Yo, yo, yo. Boom. What up? Yo, what up, Colostrum? What's going on, buddy? What's up? What's up? Fuck, is that not loading? I think we're good there. How are you doing? What up? We are live. Boom. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Boom. All right. Let's see. Let's see. UFC 319 down the drain. Very, very good card. Khamzat made Dricus look like an amateur. That was crazy. It was crazy. I think there's still some good that Dricus did. Like not getting submitted, being in bad positions. But, I mean, Khamzat, yeah, very, very good control, obviously. Very good. But he looked good. Yep. Chimaev fucking dominated him. Correct. He looked good. He looked good. And also, like, obviously I knew the two strongest fighters in UFC, Joe and Chimaev, right? Was getting a lot of shit, obviously, for picking Dricus. The rolling flatlined Aaron. He did. He was. Pico was doing well. Except Chimaev won, you would shave your head. No, I didn't. Never said that. Never would. Anyways, yeah, the reason I picked him, I think it's very clear. I thought Dricus would make him work. He didn't. He didn't make him work at all. Chimaev did a really, really, really good job of beating him up, keeping position, not necessarily even rushing things, which was really nice. There's a lot of good things to see from Khamzat. Aljo picked Mavzar up like nothing. Yep, I still think he won that fight. Jeff Neal was so fucked up. Yes, he was. He was having a hard time getting to Carlos Prates in the first place. So, can't hold up to a bet A. Never said I would shave. Spread misinformation now. Good job. Chimaev is so strong, man. Yes, he is. And also, like, I think the biggest thing for Chimaev in that fight was how patient he was. I mean, that's the biggest thing. It looked like Dricus was fighting a man twice his size. Correct. I do not want to see Prates versus MVP. I do. I like MVP. I don't know why people are shitting on him. He beat the fuck out of Jared for the first 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds weren't even close. I want to see a hot make-out sesh with you. That makes no sense. That would be stupid. Ankalaev can beat Chimaev? No. Absolutely not. Dricus is a strong fucking ox. Chimaev treated him like an 8-year-old. Yep. Yeah, like I said, he did really good. He did really good. MVP Prates, yep. I like MVP Strickland. MVP destroys Strickland. Destroys Sean Strickland. Yeah. Destroys him. 22 minutes of control. Yeah. Yeah. Hot take MVP sleeps JDM. Oh, 100%. 100%. Unreal, but not much damage. Correct. Honestly, I am a little bit surprised that the referee didn't stop the crucifix position. They didn't really look at it like that. I feel like 10 years ago, 5 to 10 years ago, definitely not more than 5, like 10 years ago, I feel like the referee would have been a lot closer to looking to stop that fight in crucifix, especially the 3rd, 4th time Khamzat got that position. a little surprised they didn't even really look at it. I'm glad they didn't, but MVP is a beast, best striker in the UFC, yes. In round 3, he dropped elbows on Dricus. He did. He did. Khamzat Chain wrestling is unmatched. Yes, I agree. Like I said, the only person in that division after seeing that, the only person I think that can uh, have some success is Kaio, because he's a grappler. Even if he gets put into his guard, he's gonna have sweeps. He's gonna have these other things that Trices, Hernandez, all those things. He's the only person I can see having any success. It was hard to see for me in the crowd. Saw Pico get slept clearly though. Yeah. Prates Buckley. Ooh, Prates mauls Buckley. Carlos Condit, go. Let's go, Carlos Condit. John Dog, what's up, bud? I think MVP would be middleweight Alex Pereira. Well, it depends if Alex can set up those leg kicks. That's what it depends on for me. GTA, were you surprised about DDP getting dominated on the ground for 21-40? I wasn't surprised of him getting taken down. I said it all last week when I was live. I knew he was going to get taken down. My biggest reasoning for picking Dricus, I thought he would make him work. I thought he wouldn't give him time to rest. And that's what happened. Dricus allowed Chimaev to have his back because he wasn't having success getting up right away or turning into him. Every time he would, he'd get taken down. Every time he'd get up, he'd get back down. So he didn't make him work as much as I thought he was going to. Khamzat's cardio surprised me. Seeing him versus Usman, I had my doubts. See, the cardio thing's weird because, like I just said, a lot of the time when Khamzat gets him down, he does all these things, he's working and Dricus is waiting. So Khamzat's holding him and he's doing little things, sure, but he's holding him. So he's holding him, he's resting. All right, Dricus gets up. It's a lot easier for the guy to keep his cardio when he's in constant preservation mode, really. Khamzat versus RDR would be interesting on the ground. I agree, but I don't think the cardio of RDR would hold up. Which one of the talkers before and after UFC 319 will sign the contract to fight Khamzat at 321? 100% Kaio would sign. Boom. Ian Gary is good. He beat Prates. Yes. Kaju. Okay. Khamzat is your daddy. Although I can't believe how many people glaze DDP. Okay. DDP has terrible grappling defense. Well, clearly not. He went 5 rounds. He didn't get submitted. Really even that close. So his grappling defense is at least a little bit okay. I thought MVP beat Gary on damage, so really he's 5-0. I agree. Buckley versus Jeff Neal. That fight should have been a draw. The Gary MVP fight. I would have thought DDP would have done a bit better on the takedown defense. No, see, I said it all last week. He's getting taken down. It's just I thought he'd make Khamzat work. He didn't make him work. He allowed Khamzat to dictate every exchange on the ground. So, of course, his cardio is going to look okay because he's consistently allowing Chimaev to dictate. He's not making him work. He's not making him think. Usman was making him work, making him think. Burns was making him work, making him think. He made DDP look like some new guy in MMA gym. Fair. Venom came into the UFC and schooled all these fighters. Exactly. Again, if you guys can, please slap that like button. DDP sucks. If they do a rematch, I think DDP will do better. I don't know what improvements he can make. What improvements can he make? I don't know. Isn't Kaio booked? Yes, he's booked to fight Imavov. Yes. Who would sign that isn't booked? Hernandez. Hernandez would sign for sure. How do you feel like it would have been stood up a few more times? We've seen fights like that where there was no meaningful damage and they stood up. I think the stand-ups were fucking trash. They should not have been stand-up. My thought process on it, if my game plan is to get you down and I get you down whether I'm doing anything or not, it's the guy's job on the bottom to get up. It's not my job to keep going. I got you down. That's where I want you. You have to get up. I don't think a referee should have to stand you up. Boring? Sure, but it's not. No. Fluffy Dricus, that's a fun fight. Only Douglas Lehman in his prime could take Venom out. Correct. Overtraining was Khamzat without taking a rest before his training camp? Sure. Sup, what's up? Who you got? Marab, Corey, Marab all day. How long have you been on? Just a little bit. Not long. 9 minutes. Marab 100%. Said hi, what's up? Mauricio Ruffy, Denise. I give DDP all of his props for surviving. He only got taken down from Goddard. Standing it up last round while Khamzat was in a dominant position. Awful. stand up from Goddard. Trash. And again, it's not me saying it now. That's me saying it from the moment they stood him up twice. I said that's bullshit. I was pissed. Oops. That was one of the most dominant performances since Dillashaw Barao. I agree. Looking forward to Roundtree Yuri. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Corey, that's going to be a great fight. Sure. Chimaev wrestling is the best in MMA by a mile. Rufi's a future champion of the division. I don't know. I need to see way more. I can't wait for the Magomed and Pereira rematch. Me too. Me too. How long have you been on for? About 10 minutes. Reminded me of Chael Sonnen beat Anderson Silva for 5 rounds and then got triangled. Correct. Chimaev vs. Caio Borralho was a crazy fight. Agreed. Only he followed through 100%. Horrible stand-up. Yep. Khamzat dominate lay and pray. Yes, he did. Who do you got for 320? That's Pereira Magomed. Pereira. More output, he wins. Yeah, Chael dominated Silva. Yes, he did. Dropped him multiple times, everything. It's a crazy fight. Caio Borralho versus Chimaev. Caio is a super BJJ. I think he's the only guy that's going to have some type of success with the takedowns. He's not going to accept them. He's going to be hitting switches. He's going to be having some crafty like submission attempts if Chimaev is coming in. A lot of different things he can do. Tim Elliott's a dog. Yes, he is. I feel bad for Dricus. It would suck to lose the belt that way, especially those crucifix getting pelted. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Credit to DDP. He was defending Khamzat, getting the hooks and in sub-defense, even when he knew he was losing badly. Oh, he never stopped fighting. He just didn't do enough work to make Chimaev think about what he was doing. Chimaev knew if he gets the back position, which he consistently did, if, he got the back position, I wait till he gets up. Once he gets up, I adjust it, I get him back down. Very simple. Middleweight and welterweight best divisions right now. I think 55 is probably the best division right now. How do you think Fluffy versus Dricus would go? That's still a fight where I think Dricus would still be the stronger, more physical fighter against Fluffy. I'm curious, but also Dricus might leave his neck out. I don't know. I still kind of lean towards Dricus. I like the lightweight division right now too. Yep, me too. Collab with MMA Joey. I would love to. That'd be sick. Chimaev is one of the best talents we've ever seen. Okay, got a lot going on there. Absolutely. Fluffy RDR. Yes. Does Prime Usman beat Khamzat? Maybe. I don't know. I'm back in the bay. Hell yeah. Fluffy, Adesanya, Fluffy, easy victory. I don't know about easy because Adesanya is still a sniper. Like, he dominated the first round with Imavov, and I don't think Fluffy has the power that Imavov has. He might be able to out-cardio Adesanya later in the fight, but early it's going to be Adesanya all day. Eating Scampi Linguini, making blood disappearing like a Houdini. It was a long flight from Shy to, yeah, absolutely. Adesanya, MVP. They will never fight, but MVP would win that. You're saying Prime Usman like he didn't just beat 7-fight win streak Buckley. Yeah, but Buckley was kind of unproven for himself. That's still not Prime Usman. Prime Usman would have looked way better on the feet. Prime Usman probably finishes Buckley with ground and pound. 8-hour fight. Oh, yikes. Merab is one of my favorite champs right now. He's always active. I like how much he fights, but I definitely wouldn't say he's one of my favorites. If he starts finishing people, or at least threatening it, then he's much more fun. Usman is a shell of himself. Sure, but he did dominate Buckley, which, Buckley's not necessarily proven, I would say. I thought he lost against Nursultan. That's a bit of a hot take, but yeah. Rob will submit Nordhagen. I hope so. Poatan versus Ankalaev. Poatan would destroy Ankalaev. What do you think? I agree. I think Poatan with more output. I think he beats up Ankalaev. Personally. Again, if you guys can, slap that like button, subscribe. Donations are the name of the game. It helps YouTube. I really appreciate you. Buckley, yeah, but I'm saying that age well for Khamzat. Usman was number 1 pound for pound. Sure. I think it helps Usman more than helps Khamzat because Usman was on a 2-fight losing streak. He just lost. And then, 2-fight losing streak. And it was like 4 days notice. So it only helped Usman. Yeah, he's not my favorite either. Volk is actually my favorite fighter. Interesting. Okay, who beats Ilya? I think there's only a few fights that are interesting. I think Islam beats Ilya, but I think Arman gives him trouble in the scrambling, in the grappling areas. But I also think Ilya's power flatlines Arman. No one beating Topuria right now except Islam. If Khamzat cannot put someone in a hold and actually fight to the death, he loses every time. He can only keep people down for so long without putting them out, and his cardio will run out, and that's it. Again, it's all about fighters making him work. If they don't make him work, we're going to see that result every single time. That's one of the reasons why I think Caio Borrello is going to be his biggest fight. Patty versus Arman, who wins? Patty. The itty bitty in the water video, you ho. You ever listen to Mac? No. Arman would give Ilya some issues. That's what I was saying. Yep. Hello, sir. How was the Sunday, sir? Your boy DDP got mauled. Yes, he did. He got mauled. He didn't do all week what I said I thought he was gonna do. Chimaev looked good. DDP didn't. Shane Bo Nickel didn't start in MMA a few years sooner. He had the potential to be a nightmare-style matchup for Khamzat, but he's a little too old to make up the difference. I don't think there's any version of Bo Nickel that would ever give Khamzat problems. Maybe he could stuff a couple takedowns here and there. Maybe that causes some issues in that sense. But yeah. Carlos Prates' fight was insane. The knockout took Jeff Neal's soul. You are correct, Batman. $2 of San Fran. Okay. Ankalaev already beat Poatan, didn't he? Yes, but the rematching here Saturday, I think it is. No, not Saturday. In a couple weeks. Bo Nickel needed a humbling. Oh, 100%. Thoughts on Sergio Kainov performance? I thought he looked great. Obviously, he got rocked, but I thought he was having fun. He looked good. Nolan looked good. That's why I thought Sergio Kainov looked good as well. And then he choked him out. He looked good. People gave him shit. I don't know why. He looked good. Both guys did. Chimaev would beat the fuck out of Bo Nickel. Oh, yeah. 2026 champs, Tachiru Taira, Mario Bautista. Mario Bautista's not becoming a champion. That's crazy, but okay. Rome Murphy, Ilya, Ian, Gary. Gary's never becoming a champion. Khamzat, Oberg. Oberg will be a champion and gone. Ooh, I like it. What's the next fight that you're most excited for? I'm interested to see how Gan Aspinall plays out. I agree. Probably the Pereira Magomed card. Welterweight Khabib versus welterweight Khamzat Khabib. They fight again in October. Yep. Lopez Silva is a good fight as well. I agree. Who's the best opponent for Khamzat Chimaev next? Caio Borrello. Nolan can box. Yeah, he looked good. What is your fighting experience? I've had an amateur fight in my life. What's your main event for the White House card? What do you think is the main event and co-main? If probably Islam Topuria, but I would love to see John versus Aspinall. Lopez Silva. Silva victory is insane. Fight insane. It's an incredible fight. Jeff and Pico got hit with a missile. Yep. Pico was looking really good too. Welterweight Islam and welterweight Khamzat. I think Khamzat beats up Islam. Does it bother you that Gary beat Prates as much as me? No, because Gary did the one thing that Gary's really good at. Came in with a great game plan and won the fight. Not really even with his striking, really. I mean, he used a lot of footwork and kept it at distance, but it was really his footwork that won that fight. Ming Zhang will be champ at light heavyweight. Interesting. We got to see his ground game first. Pico has the best body shot punches in MMA. Again, he was doing really good before he got finished. DDP versus Izzy rematch? Absolutely not. GSP, Khamzat welterweight, GSP. Man, Pico was doing good until he got chinned. Correct, Tyrone. You're goddamn correct. Put some respect on Pico's name. He was looking good. Appreciate you, Tristan. At this point, I think Nate will do better than DDP did. Nate who? Nate Landwehr? LOL, no, stop. DDP did well. He defended everything Khamzat had at him. He just offensively couldn't do anything. It reminds me a lot of the fight with Merab and Jan, where it's like Jan did better than most people. He just got beat up. That's really what it is. So, Nate Diaz, whoa, how dare you? People are starting to forget that there's Shavkat who can come back at any time and change the welterweight division ever. 100% correct. He is the dark horse. This guy knows zero about UFC. Don't listen to him. Okay, Anthony. Why is that, buddy? Come into a perfectly reasonable chat and you're doing this. Road. Pico looked trash? How? We got to stop buying the hype train on stars coming out or other organizations. Okay. MVP's 4-1. Pico was doing good work before he got chinned. We are the mob, and we want to see blood. They're a horrible-ass wrestling match. If I want to see wrestling, I'll watch WWE. Okay. Looks like DDP was spared from a choke. How is he spared? How is he spared? That makes no sense. That doesn't make any sense. He defending all over the chokes. Looks like Barab has been working on his grappling. Didn't expect him to submit O'Malley. And that's the crazy thing about that rematch. I've always said if he was more dangerous with the submission-wise, I would pick him. Because I know he can overwhelm O'Malley, but I think O'Malley's striking could give him a hard time. But he didn't because his striking overwhelmed him, and then he was threatening with the chokes. Typically, he doesn't do that, so it makes him less dangerous. If he starts threatening the chokes and threatening submissions and all these things, he's much more dangerous. Wrestling like Khamzat did against DDP wouldn't do much in a death battle because Khamzat wasn't able to tap him. Death battle is ridiculous. Imagine Shavkat versus Taporia for Ilya for the third belt. 2 undefeated fighters with biggest undefeated records. Goosebumps. I don't know how Ilya wins that fight. Shavkat is huge. Pico didn't look trash. He looked like a beast, but defense not good. Well, it's not even defense. I mean, Murphy made a good footwork move, slid right to the right, and then hit him with a spinning elbow. It was beautiful. Who's a flyweight champion right now? No Google. Flyweight champions Pantoja. What the fuck are we talking about? Pico, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong about that. Pico looked really good before he got KO'd. He needs to develop feints. It's not even the feints. Murphy made a good move, noticing that Pico was moving in a straight line like he had been the entire fight, and then caught him. Pico was sorry, and no one bet him. Being a minus 170 favorite is slow. Okay. Makes no sense, but okay. Who the fuck actually beats Khamzat middleweight? I don't know if anybody beats him, but I do think Kai Borrello is his hardest fight. When you pick it on O'Malley, it shows your level of the sport. Okay. Game, I really think Nate could sub him. That'd be crazy. How do you think Volkov versus Jalton goes? Until I see Volkov defend takedowns against a really good grappler, I have to go Jalton. MVP is literally 4-1. Correct. What's up, buddy? 1-1 rage bait money. Yeah. Oops. Sorry. Bro, he's not even a ranked top 5, so what are we saying, Tyrone? He doesn't have to be top 5. He fights in 2 different weight divisions, and he's 4-1. His one loss is Ian Gary. Shut up. 185 has so many contenders. Yes, it does. It looked, du Plessis looked like he was fighting a 20,000-pound monster. He couldn't do shit. Correct. I'm saying the motherfucker who's bringing in and giving a title shot off Rip or #1 contender. Okay? People shaming fighters from other promotions are such UFC shills. Correct. Not many fighters are used to the scale of the UFC media machine and lights and usually face super hard opposition. Not your usual UFC debut. Correct. How is Pico ass? How? He was winning. What are we talking about? He looked good. Who do you think has the better shot at beating Khamzat? Kyle Borrello. Hello, what's up? Bully Madison, RDR. Okay, interesting. I don't think his cardio would hold up, but maybe. I'm impressed with MVP, best UFC signing since Alex Pereira. Correct. Or Fluffy Hernandez. Again, that's another one where I think Khamzat Chimaev might be able to out muscle Hernandez. Khamzat was playing with him, man. DDP couldn't move or he would get choked. Khamzat stole his manhood. Okay. I got Fluffy over RDR. Interesting. I think the volume would be RDR, correct? I think someone with elite BJJ and good boxing can beat Khamzat. I get Kyle Borrello. Khamzat beats. Do you think Evolov has a chance against Volk? Of course he has a chance. I don't think he wins, but his wrestling style definitely gives him a chance. You thought O'Malley was going to win. You really can't talk. Okay. You get fights wrong sometimes. Boo-hoo. I can't believe you picked Dricus to finish. I sure did. Sure did. Made DDP lay flat at will. Correct. He looked great. I think it's a combination of just unbelievable strength and great technique. Yes, I think DDP can beat Khamzat. Interesting. Pico sucks. Shut up, dude. Okay. Makes no sense. Who wins? John takes Tom. John. DDP got robbed. That doesn't make sense. Wait, this guy picked DDP? You're goddamn right. DDP has 0 chance against Khamzat. Well, yeah, we just seen that. MVP at 85 is crazy. He's good. Pico should not have been a favorite. I 100% agree. He should not have been, but he still fought well. Pico gets slept when he moves up in competition, just like his first Bellator fight. Well, he didn't get slept in his first Bellator fight. He got choked. Tebebe versus Marco Tulio. Who would you pick? Marco Tulio, just because I don't know on Tebbe fighting a longer, bigger, also striker in Tulio. I just don't know. Time Aspinall beats John Jones. Doubtful. Time Aspinall's done nothing. Wrestling like Khamzat did against DDP wouldn't do much in a roundless fight because Khamzat wasn't able to tap him. Okay. I do think Fluffy can do better than DDP. He's a fast scrambler, but does almost get subbed in a lot of his fights. Correct. You get the first prediction wrong and they call you a casual. Come on, guys. Exactly. Exactly. It's called a prediction. What's good, man? What's up, buddy? Dricus ran through the division, was in talks of being a go to 85, and he turned into a stuffed dummy that practiced ground strikes on. Yeah. Khamzat, honestly, Khamzat doesn't seem like a guy that'll be around long. Possibly. MVP is the best rage baiter. I'm a big fan of MVP. John only beats Tom if he doesn't have old man speed. I think his grappling would do. I don't think John would strike with Tom until later rounds if he had to. Your pick got embarrassed, so I don't know why you're hyped about it. Because it's fucking prediction. It's not a guarantee. It's a prediction. They're all predictions. What are you talking about? On Pico versus Garcia, I like that a lot. Pico been slumped plenty of times. The last time he was slumped, it was 6 years ago. Do some fucking research. Also, Edson Barboza dropped Lerone. Fucking Danny Gay dropped Lerone. Like, there's been times where Lerone's been dropped. What? Come on. Just look at Chimaev versus Burns fight, correct? Fluffy subs everyone. I don't know about everyone, but he subs a lot of people. Gilbert Burns gave Khamzat a hard time. Yes, he did. Burns had him on the ground. Yeah, correct. Fluffy's a real deal. He's good for sure, but there's a rounds, so all this shit about no rounds is useless thing. Correct, Hagen? Hell, yeah, right? O'Malley's song, O'Malley all day. John would do what Tom Chimaev did to Dricus. Correct. If a guy like RDR fights Khamzat, he could be done for sure. Yes. Agreed. Wrestling like Khamzat did it. Dude, you're still saying the same thing. What the fuck? Do you think MVP is a better at 170, 85? I think 170 because his power translates better. He even said it. 170 is better because his power translates. 185, he has some more volume. Also, he dropped Jared Cannonier in the first 2 rounds. Cannonier was having 0 success in the first 2, and then MVP slips, and yeah. You're slow? Okay. Pick sucks. You're here. Go away if you don't like him. I think Tom would be the under versus John. He should be. When Strickland beats Khamzat, people will be surprised. Strickland will not beat Khamzat. That's craziness. Maybe, but no way. Dricus was taking Strawn down like it was nothing. Lerone going to be champion? Maybe. Maybe. I'm at 60% of my predictions. So I'm over 1,000 correct. Is Fluffy versus Kyle 50-50? Yes. Jones would ragdoll Aspinall, yes. Strickland can't defend a takedown the levels of Khamzat, okay. Which I didn't think he was going to defend takedowns. I always said he was going to get taken down. Jones, a lot like Chimaev, is freakishly strong in the wrestling, correct. Bro, I want to know your opinion. What's up? Yeah, we're not talking about that again. Kyle Khamzat is next. It's simple. I agree. But Kyle is booked against Imavov. Can you look slow, or did MVP look fast? I don't know if Cannonier looked slow. I think MVP looked fast. Crazy how big MVP is. Oh, yeah. Give DDP his flowers, guys. No one thought he'll be a champ. Everyone underestimated him against Whitaker. Beat Strickland twice and finished Izzy. He'll be back. Give him some time. Correct. I don't know if there's anything DDP can do to beat Khamzat, but he will be back. I don't know if he's a champion, but he will be back. As a casual, what happened to Stylebender? As a casual, what do you mean what happened to Stylebender? He got older, been in some fights, not in his prime anymore, 36 years old. Those tails are more tally now. There's a lot of footage on him. Not the same guy. Looked great in the first round against Imavov. Chimaev would beat Strickland within an inch of his life. Yes. Honestly, if Khamzat fights anyone that it's a decent clinch, cage fighting guy, he'd be fucked. I don't know about that. Strickland gets subbed in the first. I don't know about the first, but he definitely gets subbed. You think Izzy is ever coming back and take the belt? No. Chimaev versus Ankalaev, Chimaev all day. No one thought Strickland would beat Izzy. Sure. And then look how not very good he looked after that. Great performance against Izzy, though. Jones took DC down many times. DC was an Olympian. Correct. The talk about no round is to show why it was boring. Okay. Okay, it wasn't boring to me. I was hyped the whole time. Buckley versus Prates, I love that fight. I think Prates sleeps him. MVP is a fish out of water on the ground. Yep, and again, he should be. He's a decorated striker. He doesn't have the coach like Pereira does with having Glover Teixeira, which is crazy to have, you know. But again, slap the super chats. I really appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. Let's keep it going, guys. No, dude, he's never going to beat him, dude. He's got fucking ragdolled. Yep, it was literally like me and my little cousin playing on the trampoline. I just couldn't do anything. Correct. Imagine if he goes and gets the 205 belt and then goes down and beats Makhachev at 170. That'd be crazy. I've always said Chimaev is scarier down a weight class. I've always said that. I don't see anyone beating Khamzat at right 185 right now. Yep. Bro, actively training could beat in BJJ and kickboxing. Hell yeah, dude. Stay safe for sure. You can't say the fight wasn't boring. I don't think the fight was boring. I was on my seat, edge of my seat the whole time. The fact that Brendan Allen had so much success against I'm Evolve and even Roman held him against the cage doesn't give me hope. But his combos are lightning fast and good spawning. The problem I think with that fight is I'm Evolve gets tired, and I don't think his grappling will hold up for all 5 rounds. Nobody 170, 85 can do shit to MVP on the feet. Correct. The championship fight was pathetic. No actual fighting. Okay. I mean, the threat of being finished was there the entire time. Personally. Khamzat and Hernandez, I think Khamzat wins. How do you think Cyril Gane versus Robles to Spain in the striking match goes? To Spain. Would you ever like to see Francis make a return? I think he would be a number 3 heavyweight right now. I think he finishes everybody besides John Jones in the heavyweight division right now. You're the best UFC streamer. No bullshit, straight up MMA talk. I appreciate you, man. That means a lot. MVP so far away from you. Then there is a second he's cracking you and jumps away again. Yeah. Respect, man. I appreciate you. It was boring except the parts where it wasn't a wrestling match. Okay. Hey, MMA now. Thought you'd be MIA for a while. Hell no, buddy. We're here. I talk it every day if I can. No, I don't go anywhere. It's predictions. It can't be right all the time. Does Lerone Murphy deserve a title shot over Mavzar? He's a little bit more active, I think, than Mavzar. I thought Aljo beat Mavzar in his last performance, so yes. But I wouldn't be mad if Mavzar got it or Lerone got it. I would be mad if Yair got it. Dricus got to give him credit. He would have finished him that last minute. No. MVP has a unique striking style. Correct. It was a real fight, but kind of boring. Sure. I don't think it was boring, but I can see people thinking it was boring. The finishing threat was always there. That's why it's not boring to me. It's like if Dricus makes this wrong move, he's getting submitted, you know? Again, if you guys can, please slap that like button. It helps push the stream out to so many more people. I really do appreciate you guys being here. Slap that like button. It helps so much. It was boring, but not due to Khamzat. It's due to DDP, bad performance. He was not fighting back, unlike Usman. The biggest issue is Dricus. Yeah, I agree that he wasn't fighting back, but what's he supposed to do? It's not like he wasn't getting up. He was getting up a lot. Khamzat was bringing him back down. So that is morally on Khamzat just doing really good work, staying patient, and picking his moments to drag him back down. It's a great performance by Khamzat. MVP BS protest, who would win? I think MVP wins that. Striking matchups against MVP, I'm going to pick MVP. He needs to fight Aspinall, I agree. Ankalaev beats Khamzat in light. No. I think Khamzat beats Ankalaev. Alex versus Khamzat. I think Khamzat always gets the takedown, but can Alex land that flying knee? I'm here to see it. I want to know. Bro, if you thought the fight was boring, you just do not know anything about UFC or fighting. There you go, buddy. I don't think we've ever seen Khamzat's full ability yet. Probably not. Probably not. You fucking casual. What you got to get in your picks. You trash as we're being on John Jones' nuts. Okay, Jersey Goat. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here, buddy. What about Ngannou and Robles in a striking-only match? Who wins that? Probably Robles to Spain. Ducked that, bro. Okay. Dricus was just getting ragdolled. He only had success in round 5 because Mark Goddard helped him. I agree. Complete bullshit. You're correct. Correct. Every time Mark Goddard stood him up was bullshit. Yeah, what Venom does and literally just stays out of your range and then, yep, nobody can beat MVP. That's not a good wrestler. Correct. Khamzat is a dog. He just does a blanket job on anyone that he can challenge him and stand up. Yes, absolutely, Mark. Teeth, this is evolution in the fighting league. You cannot sit here and get mad that it wasn't entertaining. It's a fight. Not WWE. They're actually fighting to win, 100%. I think if Gene Silva finishes Diego, he deserves a title shot. I agree 100% on that. How long are you streaming for? As long as I can, buddy. If you guys keep this shit up, I'll go all night. You said Khamzat only had a chance in round 1. A little eat shit, pussy boy. Okay, you're here, buddy. Thank you for the numbers. Keep it going, goat. Keep it going. Over 100 people in here. Yes. Slap that like button. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. So you take Francis over Tom all day. Khamzat picked up DC like he was a kid. Yes, he did. I don't see anyone beating him. There has to be someone step up to the plate. I think Kyle Borrello could give him a matchup. Middleweight division is full of people who won't fight each other again because they beat each other up or lost recently. That's fair. It'd be cool if Khamzat opened up more like Khabib did to land ground and pound. Well, that's just not his style. I do think it'd be cool if he did, but that's not his style. Pico versus Giga, I think Pico wins that, but that's a great fight. Yeah, Francis would smash Aspinall. Yes, I'm glad Dricus versus Khamzat happened. Now people can finally stop underestimating Khamzat. The thing is, like, people aren't underestimating Khamzat. I picked Dricus because he's consistently had crazy volume in his fights. That's what he's known for, is his crazy volume. He didn't have that with Khamzat. It wasn't an underestimation of Khamzat. It was an overestimation of DDP. Those are the people saying it was boring, you shouldn't watch UFC, just stick to boxing. Correct, Jacob. What do you think about the Kavanaugh versus Charles Johnson? I think Kavanaugh sleeps him. I just don't like the Khamzat could have done some entertaining ground and pound. But if he does that, what if he loses the position? Because he's trying to ground and pound. So, or stay safe, control him. Know you can keep bringing him wherever you want him. Take that. Respect for reading every comment, boss. I appreciate you, game. It's hard to predict a fight. I mean, you never know who's going to win. Correct. Correct. Otherwise, if I could just know who wins, I'd be rich. I'd be betting every fucking fight. Kamaru Khamzat Part 2? No. I'm Evolve vs. Kyle was going to be a war. I agree 100%. Casuals think last night's fight was boring. I agree. It was not boring. On paper, Khamzat wins. DDP doesn't read. No one's denying Khamzat won and dominated the fight, but it being boring isn't mutually exclusive. His fighting style isn't that practical. If DDP wasn't standing, he would have won. Biggest argument I've seen, it's foolish to think Khamzat didn't know that. That's why he used his martial arts versus DDP. Remember, Gracie took over early. I mean, you're correct, but like I said, I keep saying this every time it keeps getting brought up. I picked Dricus because I thought he would be able to keep Chimaev working and thinking, and Chimaev would get tired. So in the later rounds, Dricus could do better. Well, Dricus didn't make Khamzat work. Khamzat got great positions, so he's not really working. So he's able to keep up the pressure and the pace that he wants to keep up. So we see what happens. A country is India. Appreciate you. This is that. Appreciate you. Khamzat is a beast of a fighter. Absolutely. People were underestimating Khamzat cardio. Facts. Well, again, this doesn't necessarily show how great his cardio is. He got positions he's comfortable with that he doesn't necessarily have to work a ton. Like, you get a crucifix, even if you have bad cardio, you can bam, 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 bam. There's no resistance coming from Dricus besides just getting submission. Okay, cool. He's going to stop the submissions. I can keep his back for the whole round. I win. Less cardio, good work, great work by Khamzat. I'm in depression. DDP financially ruined me. Damn. No, matter of fact, it was boring because he dominated with that awful style. I don't know, it wasn't boring. The fact that people in negative comments will upset you when it just gives you more numbers. Correct, Mark. Correct. That's what I mean. Fluffy consistently loses positions just to be violent with ground and pound. Sure, but is that going to work with Khamzat? I don't think so. I agree, man. I think Kavanaugh is one of the best prospects in the UFC, in the sport right now. I agree. Lost $100, bet Hosman most significant strikes, but under 2.5 killed me. Wow. JDM got to be a savior against wrestlers. Yeah. Honestly, man, he wasn't really that boring. Like, he used to land ground and pound, but he doesn't anymore. Well, he's fighting better guys. You can't necessarily do that. I think Khamzat being able to take down a large and strong middleweight like DDP and put him in a crucifix in 30 seconds of the first round might have been the craziest wrestling sequence I've seen. Correct. I agree. Paulo Costa is next for Khamzat. That's interesting because Paulo's so big. But after seeing that, he does the same thing. Did you notice that DDP was stiff? I don't know what that means. Islam is going to beat JDM in a similar fashion. I agree. Early UFC, they had Jiu-Jitsu versus Kung Fu. This is what grappling has done to the UFC. It changed the sport. It's changing fighting. Pretty soon, grappling is going to dynamically change the UFC. I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. Khamzat is looking more invincible. Maybe. Some people watch for the entertainment, which is difficult because for everyone, and some watch for just the competition. See, I like entertainment, but I like the story. I like the stories that are built on matchups. I like that stuff. Khamzat is a different animal. Yep, not going to lie. Khamzat got in DDP's head a little bit, in my opinion. I don't think so. I don't think him getting his head had anything to do with anything. What we are seeing now is sheer difference between wrestlers and all other techniques. That's fair. Khamzat wrestling is just at a different level, man. Yep. Getting put in a crucifix that many times is embarrassing. DDP should have been ashamed of himself. No, because he defended well. The fight didn't get stopped. He was fighting his ass off to get out of it. I don't think he has anything to be ashamed of. It's just, again, it's really good work by Khamzat. It's not bad things on DDP because he defended. He didn't get finished in every sequence. It's just a great showing by Khamzat. Khamzat could have took DDP's butt if he wanted to. He still got gassed out in the final round. That's how DDP gained ground. It's precisely why his fighting style was boring and somewhat impractical. Well, you can't say that because the only reason why DDP had the chance to do what he did was because Goddard stood them up for no fucking reason. Fuck Karine Silva only won because she owned a pair of Fighting Nerd glasses she definitely needed to finish. I didn't think so. I thought she won the second and the third round, but close fight. Pereira versus come out at 205. Who wins? Pereira wins. More output, he wins that fight. Why do you think Kaio would be competitive with the World Awards pay? I think because he's a grappler. And I think being in some of the positions that a DDP couldn't deal with, Kaio is not going to have an issue to deal with those. Maybe Khamzat still beats him up, but I like the guy that's a grappler as well, to have switches, to make him work, to make him think, to not be stuck in certain positions, not necessarily worry about the submission, whether it happens or not. Khamzat definitely played it safe, but not risky gassing or losing position. Correct. I'm betting against Paulo no matter who they give him next. Okay. Pereira versus Khamzat at 205. Who do you think wins? Khamzat. What did you think of Matt Goddard making them stand with a minute and a half in the fifth? I thought it was bullshit then. I thought it was bullshit the time before, too. Only had success in the final round because of the ref. Correct, Colostrum. Khamzat Boris Chimaev. Great performance. Anybody who said anything bad about Khamzat has cardio is a clown. Like his body was flexible, it kind of rigid. Okay, bad. Okay. If they make Khamzat fight Abu Dhabi co-main, who do you want him to verse? Kaio and new champ. Yep, looked good. Khamzat had the perfect strategy. He was playing chess. Correct. Could see Armin doing something similar to Topuria, but more violent, especially with his being more built. Topuria is a grappler. Like, he strikes, he has good power in his hands, he's a striker for sure, but he's also a very good grappler. That's what he started out to be. So, yeah. Who's next for Du Plessis? The loser of, either Imavov or Hernandez. Giving a sub, bro. Have a great night. Keep it up. Appreciate your game reels. Now, what? I didn't understand that. What? Okay. Crucifix to the rear naked choke. Khamzat stayed dominant even in stand-up. The high kick we kept landing. Yep. What's next for the middleweight division, do you think? And will Khamzat fight in Abu Dhabi? Possibly. I'd like him to fight the winner of Kaio. If he's not ready, Hernandez. I always tapped him out in training. Oh, okay. Even Daniel Cormier said that Khamzat's strength is crazy. Yep. What about Topuria versus Chimaev at 170? That fight would never happen. If it did, again, it all depends on the cardio. Because Topuria is a great grappler. He also has big power. So I'd be curious about that. Yeah, that stand-up was random. Absolutely. Khamzat is my dad. Okay. He looked good. MMA is finally a Khamzat fan. Well, I always said Khamzat was going to get him down. I just thought DDP would keep him working, keep him thinking, and then Khamzat would get tired. But Khamzat didn't really have to work. He got the positions he wanted, and he kept them. This answers all questions. What happened to your stream yesterday, by the way? Nothing. What are you talking about? I streamed for almost 7 hours. I don't think Khamzat cardio was that bad. I think his pace is just insane because his opponent will tire too. Only fighter with unlimited pace is Marab. That's fair. I think Dricus is too top half heavy. Impossible for him to deny and escape crucifix. That's fair. Colostrum, he could have gone takedowns and shit. What he done for 4 rounds before again, but he couldn't because he gassed out and couldn't stop DDP from gaining ground. Well, they should have never been in that position because the referee stood him up. It should have never happened. I think they should make DDP versus RDR. Okay, that's interesting. Also, what's Fluffy's next fight? Possibly, what's his name? Khamzat. Awful. Thank you, Colostrum. Terrible. Joe Rogan said if Khamzat grabs DDP, it's game over. That was indeed the truth. Correct. Who the fuck said Khamzat versus Ilya? Right, Jay? Bro, Topuria is way too small and competitive with Khamzat in the grappling. Okay, then why didn't DDP finish Khamzat in the final round? Correct. Those knees to DDP's ribs and hips really drained DDP. DDP wasn't necessarily that tired. He had to be conservative because, he wanted to be finished. But he did great defensively. He kept getting up. Just Chimaev kept bringing him back down. How about Islam versus Chimaev? Did Khamzat put him in a crucifix in every round? Damn near. What, 3 out of 5 rounds he did? Bilal Chimaev. Chimaev strangled Bilal. It's been a solemn Sunday. Disappointed the DDP reign is over, but I was never a hater of Khamzat and domination that was. Correct. Was never a hater. I just had some questions. There's a reason Topuria doesn't wrestle. What are you talking about? He wrestled Bryce Mitchell and destroyed him and submitted him. I think extended wrestling exchanges would kill his arm and power. Possibly. That's possible. Marcano beat Chimaev. What? No, chill. What's up, buddy? What's up? You're on a little early tonight. Yes, I am, Chase. What's going on, buddy? You real one. I respect you. Khamzat humbled a lot of people, including you. Never doubt him. Good point. Colostrum, if the round went longer, he would have. DDP couldn't fuck with the wrestling. Yep. I'm also disappointed because I expected more from DDP in terms of more varied attacks, of counter grappling with Kimura attacks. And Khamzat had his backs. Yep, 100%. I agree. 500 minimum strikes, right? DDP never reigned. Okay. Thought DDP would have realized that you can't try to stand up against Khamzat, but you have to legit counter grappling. That's why I think Kaio is his hardest matchup. Again, if you guys can, super chat's in the name of the game. Slap that like button, subscribe. It all helps. No Chill is in the chat, I believe, still. Check out his channel. He's a real G. But he did seem woefully unprepared. For those positions, sure. But it's also a different amount of strength. You can train those positions, but when you have a guy like Khamzat who's ready for the next step after he gets the back and he has you on all fours and you're trying to do certain things, if you're not necessarily trained for those techniques, we don't know. Listen, Topuria wants to be the first triple champ. He will not be a triple champ. Should Khamzat move to 205 after a few more defenses? What? What do you think about I'm Evolved versus Chimaev? Chimaev beats him later in the fight. Strickland will piece his ass up. Watch. Strickland won't do nothing. Colostrum, he would have regained it because Khamzat was gassed out. No, he wasn't. Do you think this White House card is gonna that Dana is yapping is gonna happen? Oh yeah, it's absolutely happened. They're making the infrastructure and all that stuff. It's gonna happen. Tori's like 170. Yeah. Chimaev submitted Kaio in training. Ooh, is that true? Is that true? It would be David versus Goliath. Yes. DDP never reigned as a champion. There's no tendon strength that these American fighters have compared to these Russians. Okay. It's crazy. Can't remember the name. Hate on all these fighters after they lose when he just came off of a loss. All he's trying to do is trying to get people to know his name. Fair. He was trained for sub-defense and preventing hooks from getting in. The DDP thought if he could stand up, he could break the grip, but he did not expect the level of balance manipulation. 100%, Cayman. 100%. Appreciate you. No title defenses. Yep, Hooper got fraud checked. No. No. I said the problem with this matchup that could be is Hernandez could have the power advantage. Hooper ran into a straight, left straight or whatever it was. I mean, just a great shot by Hernandez. Also, maybe you could let that fight go for 2 more seconds, but great shot by Hernandez. You can't say he's fraud checked. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, come on, great shot by Hernandez. Because it looked like DDP was on ice every time he stood up. Oh, it was 100% what happened. I don't think Khamzat could make 205. I don't know. I don't think so either. His DDP had 5 rounds and he did nothing. He got ragdolled like an amateur that. Yep. So Smart using his crucifix on a bigger guy takes away all of his power in the lower half to bridge and try to get up. Correct. You don't think Khamzat was gassed out at the end of round 5? He maybe was tired, but the only reason why DDP had a chance to do anything is because the referee broke him up. Stupid. Not you, the referee, stupid for doing that. American fighters have 0 fighting spirit when going against someone that has it. Well, having fighting spirit and like wanting to be there, Dricus wanted to be there. He wanted to beat Chimaev, but Chimaev did a great job in the positions he did good with. DDP didn't stand his fucking base mad fuel of a team. Okay. There is footage on Twitter showing Chimaev training with Kyle. Really? Okay. Us people that you think in nobody from your country, not near to get a world champion. Aaron Pico sleep like a baby. Okay. True, DDP is strong, but clearly not Russian strong. Okay. Strickland said he would out wrestle Khamzat. What do you think? I think he would get mauled. Dricus was taking him down and standing up. How is he going to hate on DDP when DDP had much better career than he's ever thought about having? Correct. Hooper been gooning too much. Facts, great game plan by Khamzat. 100%. He's one person I can't stand MMA. Every word he says gets on my nerves. I agree. Top locks for this week. Hold on. I think Zhang wins. And I'd look at the next card. And he would have never got the title. I would have laughed. I agree. Conor versus Nate at the White House. That'd be crazy. I'd like that. I don't want to see Conor ever fight again, though. How do you think JDM deals with these new lanky striking threats like Gary and Prates? I think Prates gives him a harder fight than Gary, but I think Gary could be stingy. Also, 170 might be the most backed up division at the moment. Everyone waiting for Islam. I agree with that. But I think JDM does well against Gary. Colostrum, I'm not denying that. Crane, what? DDP is clearly stronger than Khamzat. He won with technical wrestling. That's crazy. There were those brief moments in round one where he did the bump truck with his arms to escape the side control and also got his back for a floor underhook. Khamzat's leg off of him and was able to get out. Sure. I think DDP should move up to 205. Absolutely not. Those guys are big. It was just a few and far between, though. Yeah. Why you want to see Conor again? You know why. You guys have no idea what you were talking about, fucking YouTubers. Okay, bye-bye. DDP was counting on Khamzat to stand up. I don't think he was counting on him to stand up. I think DDP was counting on himself being able to stand up and find different ways to get up and get out and strike a little bit more. I thought DDP was going to win last night, but I'll give it to the new champion. He looked good. I don't know who's going to beat him. Yep. Literally any wrestler mostly destroys everyone. That's just not true. That's just not true. Raised well. Dricus should have worked on his takedown defense. He knew Khamzat was going to keep shooting on him. I don't think the takedown defense was the issue. I think knowing and understanding he's going to take you down, that's not the problem. It's everything in between. Creating scrambles. Creating, trying to use the Kimura to set up different scrambles, different scenarios in scrambles. Understanding he's going to get a hold of you. If you can't defend the takedown, fine. Because I just don't think you're going to defend that takedown. You got to create, hit switches, use submissions to create scrambles. Yeah. Don't lie, y'all. Khamzat absolutely dominated DDP. Correct. I don't know. I've subscribed. Appreciate you. Khamzat been doing judo since age of 5. That's true. Especially those Eastern European. You guys should watch the next 10 years. Okay. Ultimate Wrestling Champion. DDP obviously lifts way more than Khamzat. Clearly looks way stronger. He gassed his arms out going for the ghillie and having to carry Khamzat's weight. I don't think the ghillie was a problem because he barely had the guillotine at all. He just should have never went for a guillotine. Do you think if he gets a couple title defenses, he could go back up and beat the 205 champion right now? I don't know. Maybe. Bro, the fact that so many people thought the awkward dude was going to beat such a precise tactician is crazy. Khamzat is not precise tactician. What are we talking about? It took more time, but he finally got the belt. Yeah, but I don't think they're necessarily taking over, Crane. I just don't think they're necessarily taking over. There's good strikers as well. Even if they're champions right now, it doesn't mean those are the only guys that are going to be champions. Volkanovski is a striker, and he's champion right now. Tom Aspinall is a striker. He's champion right now. It took more time, but he finally got the belt. Yep. Sorry for my bad English. No, you're good, man. I meant, how do you guys in the U.S. feel about without having a good American challenger in any division? I mean, that's fair. We don't have any. If Khamzat and DDP fought again in 6 weeks, it would be no different. 100% correct. Andrew, we're not talking about that. It's stupid. Drake actually, okay. He did win this time. I was concerned. It's so annoying if DDP, just threw how just knew how to get out of the body lock because he was able to stand up so many times. It's just, I've been there too. It's so annoying. Yeah, it's crazy what he was able to do. Crane, I don't know why you're being so aggressive to people. We're having conversations, talking about MMA. If you don't like the conversations we're having, leave instead of just insulting people. Does anyone else think Ilya is going to put Arman in the hospital if it happens? I do. Khamzat destroys Pereira. First round with Ankalaev would be a bad matchup for him. Ankalaev would get mauled. Mauled. You went for 4 wins, 8 losses. I don't think you know how the UFC works. Okay. Bad night of the office. I actually won 5 of my picks, but okay. No, DDP lost because Khamzat was a better wrestler. Correct. If it went 2 more rounds, DDP would have won. Not true at all. Adesanya has a better sprawl than DDP because it's not about the sprawl. The problem with the sprawl with Adesanya is he can't keep the sprawl up for 5 rounds. Knowing you're going to be taken down and then making Khamzat work, obviously harder, easier said than done for sure, but understanding he's going to take you down, fine. It's getting back up. And DDP got up. He just couldn't stay up. DDP never fought a guy like Khamzat before. After the first round, DDP looked almost shocked how strong he was. That's not true. He was laughing. And he even said afterwards, it's not necessarily how strong he was, it's the position he was able to keep, and understanding what Dricus was wanted to do. Just great stuff. His wrestling is precise, okay? If you went down to 170, do you think he could beat Islam? Yes. I think in a 50-50 pushing position, DDP will be stronger, but Khamzat always had the leverage. Correct. They are taking over, okay? And then views will drop, okay? DDP almost got his loss in the sauce. He had no idea what he was doing, nor to deal with Khamzat swarming him. I thought he dealt with him fine. Prime Tony Ferguson beats Prime Khabib. I think he would make it a challenging fight for sure. Colostrum agreed, but there... Oh, 1 second. 1 second. One second. Sorry about that. My daughter woke up real quick. Sorry. Colostrum agreed, but there's no more just defending his takedown because, yeah, if you could just defend the takedown, it's wonderful, but probably isn't going to happen. It's getting out of the takedown. Exactly. I think DDP has gotten away from his relying on his physicality to the point where he hasn't had to develop solid wrestling fundamentals. I don't think it's that. I just think Khamzat did a great job of pinning his legs down. When he got up, he had great balance of making DDP off balance. It's just good stuff. I mean, John Jones is the GOAT. That's all Americans need. Correct? Yeah. Do they let you train with that beard? Absolutely. DDP has good wrestling. He's just on the Khamzat's level. DDP truly has puncher's chance. Yes. Adesanya is like a little okay. Khamzat ragdolled him over 5 rounds. He just didn't maul him like he usually does. Correct. Hello, brother. Sup? Islam is way too small. Yes. Izzy is my favorite fighter, but he not beating Khamzat. Agreed. Do you think he could beat Khabib at 170 when Khabib was in his prime? Yes. DDP didn't do anything. He was just trying not to get submitted the whole time. Well, he kept getting up. He was definitely trying to defend. Yeah, because one move and he would have gotten choked out. Correct. Like DDP got manhandled and people are mad. Khamzat made it happen. A lot of UFC fighters picking DDP over Khamzat. They were so wrong about it. Again, even me. I picked DDP. I thought DDP could make Khamzat work over a course of 5 rounds and get him tired enough to where he would have success on the feet. The Ritter would be a good matchup for Khamzat. I don't think so, because I think early maybe, but I think the Ritter would get overwhelmed and get tired, and he would lose. You have to wrestle back against Khamzat or have real submission threat, preferably have both. Correct. Mike, what up, buddy? Hope you're doing well, my guy. When you have MMA, nobody gonna beat that. That's fair. How do you think a fight between him and John Jones would look when John Jones was fighting like Daniel Cormier and stuff in his prime? I already know the answer. You know the answer. Mike's literally the supporter of every coming up MMA YouTuber. Well, I appreciate him, man. I'm just puzzled by the coach and his team in general in the preparation for this fight. Surely they would have tried to add more tools with the sub threats, even if it's easier said than done. You're still fighting Khamzat, like that's your assignment. Surely they should have thought just standing up would not work. Well, like I said, they did well standing up. They did good on that stuff. They just every time he got in. Like, there's even one where he was able to turn into him and create a clinch situation. Khamzat turned it into a body lock and got him down. Just great positioning, great understanding where Khamzat was at all times. Just great stuff. Hey, man, not that many people read all the comments. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Do you think you could take John down? Not at all. Nate Wen via 50% Mexican. Connection MMA YouTuber with Fight IQ. Thank you very much. Do you think Michael Olin could crack Vittori's chin, or would he get 1-2 in 45-50? I definitely think he could crack that chin. Good to see you. What? No. Do you think he could take John down? Oh, I thought you said you. I'm sorry. 205 when John was fighting there. No, I don't think so. Yeah, he's a big fan of him for sure. Alex Volkanovski versus Lerone Murphy is not going to be close after Pico fight. I don't see Lerone Murphy beating him. Only Mavzar got the chance of beating him because he's a great wrestler, Mavzar for sure. And I agree. Pico took him down twice. He was having a lot of good moments, and he just got caught. That fight it's not like, wow, he's going to do some good stuff against Volk. Obviously, Volk has to be careful with the stand-up for sure. But I like the movement. I like a lot of good stuff from Volkanovski in that fight. And he looked great. Do you think DDP should have gone on the offensive more? I don't think he could have. Okay, fan? But Mavzar is shit at striking, 100% correct. Murphy also took the fight on 3 weeks. Pico took it on less. Because it's still Lerone Murphy. I mean, even if because he was supposed to fight Mavzar is a completely different style than Lerone, you know. Who would win, Khamzat or Derek Lewis? Aaron Pico's a fraud, not even a little bit. He was having a lot of success early. Bro, now I think it will be a banger to see Khamzat versus Islam for welterweight title. That's not going to happen. Both are best wrestlers in the UFC, and Khamzat also said in an interview that he is interested in fighting Islam. That'd be crazy, but it'll never happen. Never. We knew Khamzat had elite wrestling, and he really showed out. Wish he would have pushed a little harder for a sub, but DDP is definitely a level champion. Mixed feelings. Correct. I thought DDP would be able to make Khamzat work. I kept talking about it. I thought he was going to make him work. Even if he wasn't winning, I thought he was going to make him work a lot more and then turn it on later. What weight class do you think? What? Okay. Time for Brunson to make his return to claim the belt. Yuck. Yuck. Dricus destroyed Brunson after that first round. Hey, man, did you see the video of DDP drinking some beer with some people? Absolutely. It was cool, man. Wait. And someone stuck their fingers in his drink? What the hell was that all about? I don't know. That's weird. That's very weird. I wasn't ignoring you. What are you talking about? Force. I didn't even see your message. What are you talking about? DDP did a good job defending the rear naked choke. Yes, he did. Why do you think this is never going to happen? Khamzat said, again, I know what he said. It's not going to happen, though. Ink or Alex? Alex. Sir, Khamzat stole my pepper. Okay. DDP era was hella fun. Too bad it's over. Yeah, I know. Felt bad for DDP. He was a fun champ and seems like a cool guy. I agree. I think he didn't have success against other guys. I just don't think he'll beat Khamzat. I just think that's the reality. But DDP had a good run. Yes, he did. Again, if you guys can, slap that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. Who do you think will be next for Khamzat? Caio Borrello. Hernandez might be next for him, but I think Caio is his hardest matchup. Now he's no longer an African champ. He's still African, so. It was his wife or someone on his team. I think it was for sleep or heartburn. They put a pill in your, can't see the hole sinking in the beer. Oh, okay. That's weird. Bro, you missed my last 2 comments? What are you talking about? I read that one. No, I didn't. Definitely did not miss the last 2 comments. Really do appreciate you guys. Make sure you're subscribing. Again, super chats are the name of the game. Helps the YouTube algorithm with the likes and all those things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Me and my bud call you okay. Did you gain a lot of subscribers from last night? You had a lot of people in here. Yep, it was very, very good. Appreciate every one of you. They took his African card. He's Dutch now? No. Absolutely not. No, no, no. What do you think DDP can do in the rematch with Khamzat? Nothing. I don't think that fight ever changes. I do think RDR could be tricky. Early, yes. Early, yes. I do not think his cardio is going to improve enough to make that fight challenging later on. Do you think feed Izzy or Strickland to Hernandez? I think Izzy could do really well against Hernandez. Strickland, fuck Strickland. Hopefully by the end of the year you can get 10K. 10K? Dude. 5K is what I'm working towards. 10K seems crazy. Red Dead Redemption. What about Red Dead Redemption? I just don't see why this channel is not blowing up. It's growing every day. That's all I can ask. Small, fast, whatever. As long as it just steadily grows, we're good. I'm okay with it. I just said Red Dead Redemption. I think you missed it. Paulo Costa versus Khamzat. What do you think about that? I think it would be fun. Curious to see what he can do against Costa because Costa's such a big dude. Can he manhandle Costa? He's a big boy. But I think he does. Sean or Umar gonna be good when scheduled? Yes, I agree. Why do I feel like they could book MVP for Strickland or RDR versus Izzy? I think they definitely could. Do you ever hide things in your beard? That's ridiculous. Emma just is depressed after last night. Strickland wouldn't stand a chance against Khamzat. That's just what I was thinking. Correct. It's crazy how within a few years Izzy has been considered constantly losing. Yep. I think Hernandez is a nightmare matchup for Khamzat. I do not. He's definitely getting taken down and out-muscled. And yeah, he would have to submit him, and Khamzat's submissions aren't his best skills. His takedown and top control on Hernandez won't be controlled. Hernandez will be controlled. Maybe not necessarily early right away, but he will be controlled. Best fight to make in UFC right now? Well, of course, Ilya Islam, Khamzat Caio, Tom John, obviously. Yeah. Controls, bruh. Definitely got a can of Pringles in that beard. That's weird. Do you think Ruffy takedown defense will hold up against Benoit? I don't know if it matters. I think Ruffy will be able to catch Benoit coming in. I do think we're finally going to see if Ruffy's takedown defense is any good at all. But I definitely could see Benoit being, because he fights like this. It's like that Patty defense. Yeah. I think Corey or Marab can go either way. Marab on paper, but never count out Sandman. I don't think Sandman's all that great, to be honest. He has almost no finishing ability. Yeah, I think Marab strangles him. Hernandez, even without the KO, was gifted Hooper as a sacrifice. That's, yeah. I think on the ground, Hooper does really good stuff. It's just the striking and the power. Hernandez made that fight crazy. Bilal versus Usman. Who do I have? Usman. Did you hide it? That's fucking weird. Next for Colby, the retirement home. Khamzat walks around 215, 220 when he's not fighting. Oh, okay. Who do you think Pico should fight next? I'd love to see him against Josh Emmett. Would be fun. I think Dan Ige. What do you think about people hating on Khamzat, saying it was boring fight? I thought the fight was awesome. Bilal, as the years go by, Usman keeps declining. He just won his last fight. That's not true. Pull for the flavor Pringles. In the near future, best fights to make eventually be Khamzat Islam. They have history. I don't think that fight will ever happen. Chase Hooper's striking defense is only 38. Well, there you go. That's the third time you missed it. Okay. Ilya only want to fight Islam if he'll win welterweight belt. He said in an interview, if Islam loses to JDM, he's not going to give him a chance. Okay. Silva or Lopez? Silva. I think BSD beats Ruffy. Ruffy needs a space, and BSD is a faster starter who's good on this smothering, clinching elbows, and Ruffy does slow down on the ground. BSD all day. I don't know if BSD is going to get hit, and I don't know if he can take those shots. Am I the only one who thinks the wrestling and MMA is pure entertainment because the technique they pull while making opponents feel useless is crazy? Oh, I agree. Hooper is still developing stand-up. Correct. He looked good for a bit, got complacent in the last few seconds of the round. Correct. I almost forgot Usman beat Buckley. Oh, you did forget. What if there's a 6th round? Would you think DDP would have won? Absolutely not. Just imagine McGregor shaking Trump's hand after winning the White House. McGregor's never coming back. Bilal might win, though? No. Maybe, but no. Chimaev versus Pereira. Probably Chimaev, but Pereira has a puncher's chance. 6 rounds, DDP might have won. He was getting better, stuffing takedowns. He stuffed, one takedown? The only time I remember the name started talking about Usman was when he became champion because it's obvious no one knows who he is. They don't even let him in the building or the cage. They shouldn't. I don't think McGregor will ever come back to MMA. God, I hope not. Khamzat is bigger than Islam. I don't think they'll fight. Correct. Tacos or burritos? Burritos. I'm not a fan of tacos. I want to see Silva versus Ilya so bad. In a year when Silva is champ, that would be a super fight. I think Ilya would destroy Silva. MVP versus Adesanya. Who do I have? MVP. Bro, what's up? Imagine that Paris crowd reaction if Ruffy KOs Benoit. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. It'd be such a weird fight. Khamzat versus Pereira. Yeah, it would. Yes, it would. His drug habits and lifestyle is not compatible with MMA. Yep, he's back in the testing pool, but yuck. The guy Terminator took the bike and closed. Okay. You missed my comment for the 4th time. Okay. You're my favorite. Okay. What the fuck is that, David? Jesus. Maybe Conor will do bare knuckle at some point. I think he gets destroyed in everything he does. I'm going to be honest. Chimaev could theoretically tap UFC heavyweights like Derek Lewis and Waldo. Okay. Is there anyone who can touch Ilya right now other than Islam? No. I think Max gives him another competitive fight because it was 1-1-1 in the 3rd, and Max was outstriking him. Who's next for Khamzat? Either Hernandez or Caio. Your top 5 all time: John Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva, DJ, Hoist Gracie. I can't remember the other one. There's another one, though. Are you better at MMA or bare knuckle? MMA. Forget to say congrats on Chichek on the victory. He looked great. I knew if GM3 couldn't get the takedown, he was going to lose. I just thought he could get the takedown. Do you like bare knuckle MMA? Not at all. Do you think Dana's head okay? How you see him against Caio and Fluffy? How you see him against Caio and Fluffy? I think he beats Fluffy. I think he finishes Fluffy, but I think Caio is the one fighter that can match his grappling. Not his takedown, but his grappling. Bro, what do you think about if Tom Aspinall wins against Cyril? Who will be next? Jonathan Almeida, the winner of that fight. I don't think there's any exciting fight in the heavyweight right now. I do agree, though. Max should be getting his title shot. 2 top 5 wins at lightweight, but Dana is trying to push Gaethje for a title shot. God, I hope Gaethje doesn't get it. UFC should bring in Dylan Dennis. Fucking no. He sucks. Caio versus Fluffy. Caio. Thoughts on Volk versus Lerone? Volk has to be careful of the power of Lerone, but I think Volk wins the decision. That was a serious question. Okay. Thoughts? I told you. Dylan Dennis. Yuck. What's good at MMA now? I told you Khamzat would dominate, and he did. He looked great. Good defense on the ground from Dricus, but Khamzat looked good. He looked good. How about Protest Baby cash 15K? Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. Appreciate you. Murphy snapped, bro. Pico was looking good before the finish. He was looking good before the finish. Back-to-back spinning elbows, crazy. 15K. Share the wealth, buddy. What are we doing? Congrats, man. That's sick. I'm just messing. I thought Khamzat would get the sub. I did not. I thought if you would, it'd be later. I slammed Protest round 1 KO, cash it last second. Holy shit. Who do I take in the fantasy number 1 overall pick? Chase or Saquon? Chase. Does Patty have a chance against Ilya? Sure. Lightweight is so shallow. What do you mean Patty, Armin, and Dan Hooker are all top contenders? Well, Patty, Armin should be. Dan Hooker, no, but he's exciting as hell. Pico was overconfident. I don't think he was overconfident. He was having success. You got Waldo this weekend? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't. That offensive line, elite. That offensive line, they lost a lot of pieces, and one of their guys is hurt right now. I don't think Saquon's going to be the same guy. Pico has a big problem being overly aggressive. It was working until it didn't. Tim won, LOL. Good for him. Yep. LeRone versus Gene title fight soon? Sure. Does Aaron Pico ever become champion? No. Murphy has never fought someone with the feints of Volk. Correct. Could see him getting his legs chewed up and just being a bit behind each exchange. Correct. I also cashed Michael round 1 KO. Great pick there too. This can't be fucking real. You just ignored my comments for the 6th time. Scroll up and see it yourself. Nope. Now you're just trolling. Great job. Just the bare knuckle boxing is still 4 steps above power slap. Correct. 1 above boxing for better or for worse. Had 10K on Solikov by finish. Great pick again. Dude. Pico saw red and let himself open. Yep. Patty and Armin should be contenders. It's just funny seeing Patty actually turn out good. Correct. Walker with the sub. Possibly. We don't really know about Zhang's grappling. Are you playing fantasy this year? I hope to be. If Uncle Dana gives a shot to Gaethje, there will be again for first round KO win for Ilya. Yes. That was a mean KO. Yes, it was. Process was the first to KO Jeff. Yes, he was. Thanks for reading all the comments, dude. Recognize the effort. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. Must be rough for Pico's father seeing your son get flatlined like again after 6 years. Yeah, that sucks. Bro, it has the, ask anyone, okay. Zhang is a blue belt. I won't be able to be in here until maybe Friday because I don't work Fridays unless they force me to work overtime, but I will definitely be on the weekends. It's unfortunate. Well, I appreciate you, Chase. Thank you so much, man. Petty weight fluctuations should be scientifically studied. I agree with that. I drafted my team tonight. Joe Burrow, Henry, Achane, DK, Metcalf, Zay, Brock Bowers, and Alvin Kamara. I like it. Ilya versus Justin in the works. Yuck. Yuck. Will you predict in UFC fights that will take place in the main/co-main events for the road to UFC? Yes, I will. Trevor, is that a real question? Prime Connor versus Patty? Yeah. Slamming 30K on me round 1 KO. Ooh, okay. I start tomorrow. I'm nervous as shit. Yeah, I always hate starting new jobs. Hate it. Contenders road to UFC fights. UFC Shanghai. UFC fans dream. Yes. Betting on 319. I do not bet. Again, I will be live. I don't know if I'll be live for the road to the UFC because I don't have Fight Pass. So, yeah. I don't have Fight Pass. Trying to build this channel up to 5,000. We just keep it rolling, keep it going, keep it growing, all those good things. Appreciate you guys so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Smack that like button. Again, super chats in the name of the game. Trevor's that a real question? Yeah, craziness. Last second, put a big bet on Chimaev. It was awesome. Okay, hell yeah. Great bet for sure. So divisions just feel on stall mode, lightweight, welterweight especially. That's fair. Missed that one. What was that, Colostrum? Because there's no exciting fight in heavyweight, do you think Dana will make Jones versus Tom for the White House card? Yes. That is the only fight to make for Tom at the White House card. 100%. The only one to make. Only one. Absolutely. 100%. Protez versus Buckley in Rio. Protez mauls Buckley. I think it's going to be Protez MVP. I think Protez destroys Buckley. Maybe Buckley will have success with the takedowns, but I like Protez. Does MVP for real think he can get the belt at 185? I mean, I don't think he beats Khamzat at all, but against any striker, he does well. Chimaev versus Yuri would be fire. I don't think so. I think Chimaev destroys Yuri if they did. I've never rated Buckley. Me neither. Me neither. I thought Sultan beat him. MVP versus Prates is the fight. Correct. That is the fight. 100%. Yes, yes, yes. Let's try to get up there and get past 40 likes. Do appreciate you guys. Bro, are you even reading my comments? One just got deleted. Okay, now you're just saying stupid stuff. Do you think Chimaev will fight again this year? No. No. 40th like. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Let's keep it going. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. $5 from Mike. I appreciate you, buddy. You're always coming in clutch. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like Prates versus Edwards more. I do too. I think Prates mauls Edwards. MVP versus Prates winner, DDP. Okay, that's interesting. Who's the next contender, would you say? In what division? Either Hernandez or Caio. What do you think the second most strikes landed in UFC? What do you think second most strikes landed in UFC history? What are you talking about? 85? Yeah, I think Caio is. What do you think RDI fights next? Probably Hernandez. Do you think Dricus should fight next? Oh. Again, I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you so much, buddy. MVP Prates is a fucking wild fight. Let's be real. Wild fight. MVP versus Prates winner fights DDP. What's the guy on about? What's that guy on about? What are you talking about? I don't know if he fights DDP, but that would be fun. Fluffy Khamzat again. Paulo versus Roman next. Paulo Roman. Paulo just beat Roman. Prates provides a level of fun speculation, but what if he didn't smoke? I don't think smoking has anything to do with anything, fighting-wise. I just don't know if anyone beats Khamzat in the next 10 years. Man, I really need to see DDP versus RDR, but I assume with how DDP grappled, it would be more boring and ground-based. No, I think DDP would have a lot more success against RDR. A lot more success. They claimed he landed the second most strikes in UFC history with over 500. What do you think about that? I mean, it's great. A lot of it, like 99% of it is ground strikes. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think that will be next for Shavkat? The winner of Islam JDM. Instead of Starches Costa? Yes. Right now. Right now. Again, if you guys haven't slapped that like button, join the club. Join the club. The guy earlier said the winner of Prates MVP fights DDP. What? Prates is the welterweight. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. Thank you. You are right about that. And that's why MVP said he wanted to go down. Yeah. It doesn't now because he's on a tear besides the round 5 finish he almost got on Gary. That's fair. Again, I don't think smoking changes. I mean, I don't think it's hurting his cardio. DDP beats RDR in my opinion, but RDR will stay as a gatekeeper for a while at 85. I agree. I hope Shavkat is in proper shape and doesn't end up like Jamal Hill. I hope not. You are right. I hope Shavkat stays in proper shape. That's just not true. Just not true. I even read your comment, Rage. Remind me of Jesus. Okay. Who do you think will be the next contender for the BMF belt? I mean, Dan Hooker. Only one, I think. RDR kneeing his way up to the rankings is so hilarious. I hope he gets the belt. That'd be crazy. What about what's a great show to binge? Ooh, a great show to binge. What's it called? I think Lost is a great show. I don't know if a lot of people like that show, but I think that's good. Billy the Kid on AMC is awesome. I like that show a ton. Hey, that's what I said. Okay. Do you think Max versus Ilya plays out any different at 55? Yes. He was out striking Ilya, and it was 1-1 going into the third, so definitely good. Max is still Max. If RDR gets the belt, it'll somewhat open UFC to taking more one UFC fighters. Okay. Casey should go up to light heavyweight. He could hold the belt there. Interesting. Man, ask Colostrum. It was exactly above his. Okay. Literally told everyone Chimaev was going to maul DDP. Yep, and he did. He looked great. Breaking Bad, if you can get past season 1, is so good. I can never get past season 3. Never can pass it. I watched that show 3 times. I can never get past the 3rd season. It's so boring. But Sons of Anarchy is another great one. I like that one a ton. Game of Thrones is incredible. If you haven't seen it, check that shit out. I loved every season of it. I know people hated the last one. I loved it all. No one is even coming close to featherweight. Fuck with Khamzat. Okay. True Detective season 1, Westworld season 1, Breaking Bad. True Detective with McConaughey was incredible. Lost is great. I watched it 3 times. Hell yeah, I love Lost. Khamzat is the best fighter in all of UFC. Okay. Oh, that's a bummer to hear. Yeah, my wife loves it. Even my son watches it. He's almost 14, but I every time I go and I watch it, I like it, and then I get almost to the end of the 3rd. I can't do it. The wife annoys the hell out of me. I can't do it. Do you think Sawyer and Kate should have got together? Yeah, of course. Who do you think can give a tough fight to Khamzat at middleweight division right now? Kaio. What's your % chance John Jones agrees to fight Aspinall by year's end? Well, he's not fighting this year, but I mean, I think they could fight at the White House. Do you think Shavkat will stay long enough to reach pound for pound or retire in a few years? I don't think he'll be pound for pound. Hello, bro. I'm from Indonesia. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. House of Dragon is great, too. I haven't watched that yet. Does your kids watch MMA? No, they do not. No, they do not. Khamzat, not Shavkat. Yeah, I know. Khamzat. Did I say Shavkat? I meant Khamzat. I'm sorry. I meant Khamzat. Yeah, I did mean that. Khamzat is the best dominant grappler in the UFC. They're fixed it for you, okay? All good, all good. Appreciate you. America was created through the... Okay. DDP needs to leave his team. Yeah, not great work for sure. Supervision, we're not doing this, so stop. Stop. Or you just get timed out, so pick it. Pick what you want to do. Again, I really, really appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys haven't already, slap that like button. I'm trying to get up to 5,000 subs. Usually more of my 2 comments. Okay, then stop commenting. Probably is what that means. Who's fighting this weekend? Johnny Walker, Ming Zhang. Speaking of fight milk in chat, always Sunny in Philly is always worth a binge. I've seen some of it. I haven't watched all of it, though. But what I've seen, I do like. Literally the comment above is supervision. Okay, do you believe in the concept of MMA gods? Yes. Dude, David, what are you doing, sir? Good God. See you later. Goodbye. Chase, yeah, buddy. The Go JDM will put an end to the grappling reign of inbred. Just jokes. JDM is going to get beat up. Rays, you got to stop. No more. Always Sun is goated. I like Always Sun. Gosh. Oh, we're watching Your Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm. We're watching Smoke. Smoke is awesome on Apple Plus. We're watching... there was something else we were watching. Ooh, what the heck was that? Smoke, Your Friends. Oh, Chief of War on Smoke with Jason Momoa. Awesome show. Do you believe... Jesus Christ, Tristan. Jesus. Person of Interest was a rare find and enjoyed that series. That's a decent one for sure. I like that one. Behind Her Eyes is pretty good. I haven't watched that. Just check one last time. No, I'm good. No, I'm good. No. I'm trying to stay ahead. I really appreciate you guys. I'm pretty sure I just passed the most likes in a stream I've ever had before. So just keep slapping that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish we could get some good fight night cards. This is a good fight night card. This is a good card. And it's at 2 o'clock in the morning this weekend. Let's see. Contender Series is also this weekend. PFL is the LFA and the Zhang fight. So we got Brian Ortega, Sterling, Pavlich, Acosta, Samajari, Kevin Borges should not be in the main card. And then the new guy, Tai Lake Nurji versus Kiefer Crosby should not be in the main card. Gage Young, Lodner Kavanaugh, Charles Johnson, Rong Zhu, Austin Hubbard, Michelle Pereira, Kyle Dawkins, Weston Wilson's back. Yuck. Oh, also the guy that has the twitch where he touches his eye. He's back. He's fighting. Who just fought Martin Boudet. He just got released. Yeah. It was supposed to be Turlio versus Michelle Pereira. Now it's Michelle Pereira versus Kyle Dawkins. It's a good card. It's a good card again. What are my locks? I like Gage Young. I'm gonna say Yinze versus Weston Wilson. Lock. Gage Young. Oh, and the new guy versus Kiefer Crosby, I think, is a lock. I forgot, but for main event it's Pereira. Not this weekend, no. Johnny Walker is trying to fix his insomnia this weekend. Something. Again, it's going to answer a lot of questions, because I think Walker's going to try grappling with Zhang. I'm pretty sure he's also a little bit bigger, 6'6", 4 inches in height, with a 7.3-inch reach advantage as well. Khamzat going to TJ's EPO coach and having more cardio is fishy. Again, I don't necessarily know if he had more cardio or he just played it more smart. He just played it smarter. Dricus wasn't really making him work. So, I think DDP have to train with Khabib's team if he thinks he's about to rematch against Khamzat. It is the only way he can do something against Khamzat. I don't think there's anything he can do ever to come back and beat him. I don't think this weekend's card. You don't what? What? Johnny has great grappling, but man, it's hard to believe in him at this point. I agree. It's more about, do we know a lot with Zhang? I don't know. He's a good striker, but no one's really tested his grappling at all. At all. Dricus has good wrestling offense, but not very good wrestling defense. Oh, you don't know this weekend's card? Okay. Yeah, I thought his wrestling defense was even okay. I mean, he defended submissions constantly. He kept getting back up. Khamzat did a good job of dragging him back down. He did a really good job. If you guys can, let's try to smack that 50 likes on the stream. I really do appreciate you. I don't trust Walker's chin. Correct. I agree. UFC Shanghai starts at 3:30 Eastern. It's 2 o'clock Central for me. 2, will I be live? You're goddamn right I will be. Yes. Yes, I will be. Hopefully I'll see you guys there too. Hell yeah. Again, let's try to smack that 50 likes on the stream. 5 more likes. Let's try to hit that. Really do appreciate you guys. Subscribe if you're not already. People in North America will be sleeping. Yes. The last stream I did at 2 a.m., it was my best stream I've ever done. So let's see if we can beat that. I need you guys showing up and showing out for me on Saturday. I'm going to be getting off at work, being home about 10:30. Shower, all that stuff, staying up. I'm going to be fucking exhausted, so I need you guys to show up and show out for me. Khamzat could be Division 3, could be a 3-division champion. I don't think so. I don't think he would beat... actually, that might be right. I don't know if he could beat Islam, but that's okay. I definitely think he could beat Pereira and Ankalaev. 100%. A few years ago especially, yeah. I thought he's more dangerous at 170. I've always said that. I thought, obviously, he's dangerous here, but I thought he was most dangerous at 170. So, Thought it was a little bit interesting, for sure. Bo Nickel, what about Bo Nickel? He's doing nothing. I don't know, he's way bigger than Islam. That's true. That is true. Will Ortega sub him? Bo Nickel, he's not fighting Bo Nickel. Oh, or Aljo? No. No. Maybe if he does, it's guillotine, but I like Aljo. Aljo, I thought beat Mavzar pretty clearly. I thought he won 2-1. But again, I don't think Ortega beats Aljo. I think Aljo beats Ortega. Also, I think in this version, this Ortega is just not the same guy anymore. He's just not the same guy. That's the reality. Max Holloway beat it out of him. Volkanovski beat it out of him. Sterling wins on paper, but honestly, smell an upset. Okay. Ortega just hasn't looked good in his last few. It's possible. He's a great grappler, but he hasn't looked very good. And to me, beating a year doesn't mean a whole lot, especially on the ground. Dricus ain't getting a rematch. I agree. He's not getting a rematch. Yeah. Oh, man. Aaron Pico was most hyped prospect by UFC in a while. He looked good until he didn't. So, Islam should fight Khamzat? Maybe. Sterling could win this fight on the feet. I don't know on the feet. I mean, he has good output, but Brian Ortega definitely has the better power on the feet. I think on the feet, Ortega can make that fight very complicated for Sterling. Again, 3 away from 50 likes. God, I appreciate you guys. Man, I appreciate you. Let's slap that like button if you haven't already. Just go down, just click down on the thing, click it, and like. It's real easy. Double tap it if you're not in the live stream, actual live stream. There's a lot of good fights. And the crazy thing is, like, if you match this card up or switch this card up, like you have Walker, Zhang, Walker, Ortega, Sterling, Pavlich, and then you put Johnson, Kavanaugh above Samajari, Kevin Bohorez. Kiefer Crosby goes down a little bit. Michelle Pereira goes up. Yeah. Thoughts on the Tampa Bay Bucks? I think they're going to be good this year. Yo, man, Sick Beard, I really appreciate you. I think if Alex Pereira wins the rematch, they can make Pereira Aspinall for the heavyweight belt. I agree. Pereira walks around 243, and there is no more exciting fights in heavyweight right now. I 100% agree. Is that nose rubbed from what? Khamzat will probably face the European guy next. I'll give you a like. I appreciate you so much. Manny Kalaev will eat Pereira. I don't think so. 50? Nope. Not at 50, Randy. We're at 49. Dude, you were so confident on DDP. You're goddamn right. Aaron Pico said Volk has never fought a wrestler like me. Volk didn't fight Islam twice. Fair. Different type of wrestling, but that's fair. Fight was boring? I don't think so. I thought I enjoyed it. You were at 50. I'm at 49. It says 49 on my thing. There's 50. Boom. Man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Alex needs a break. Well, he got a break. DDP yesterday, he looked good. Or Khamzat looked really good. Not much you can say. Oh, 51? I appreciate you. F50 on mine? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm at 51 now. I guess it wasn't loading. Man, I appreciate you guys. So cool. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sick Beard you got? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Khamzat has a better resume than Khabib? No. Aspinall is great, but he's on a bit of a 1-2 merchant on the feet. Against Gane, he will get outpointed on the ground, though. Yeah, I agree. Fight was boring. Chimaev don't like to fight. He liked to hug and take down all day. Well, it's on the other guy to stop the takedowns and make him work. Dricus didn't make him work, so he wins. I sub. Man, I appreciate you. No, Alex needs a longer break. Alex has been off for a while. It's been, what, 8 months? That's a long time for Alex, for how much he was working, how much he was fighting. I mean, the last fight of him and Ankalaev was March. They're going to fight in October. Okay, not as long as I thought. Not as long, right? April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So 7 months it'll be. 6.5 months. Okay, not as long as I thought. You are right. How long have you been growing out your beard? I like it. A little while. Khamzat might be able to out wrestle Ankalaev. Oh, he would. You love DDP, Dick. Why stop sucking it today? Khamzat fucked you and your. Okay. That's a good way to get yourself timed out. Yeah, Khamzat looked really good. Gan is a shit wrestler and a grappler. What is Fight Milk yapping about? Well, because he has good footwork and he might be able to do well on the feet. But he said the grappling is where Tom can win. Why are you trying to look like Tim Elliott? I was looking like this before Tim Elliott was. Pereira's working on a movie while Ankalaev is training. Pereira will get absolutely destroyed. We'll see. How do you think you can be timed out? Come back in like a minute. Why be so fucking ridiculous? How do you think he will become champion again? Who? What would you do if your son shaved your hair while you're sleeping? I mean, I wouldn't be happy. That would be upsetting. Who do you think would win, Khamzat or Dustin Poirier? Khamzat, obviously. I think Dustin could do good things in certain spots, but yeah, timing you out, no. Not at all. Hashmi got timed out. I don't think yesterday was a good fight despite what you think it's MMA and you're not. Okay. I thought the fight was good. I don't think it was boring at all. How much time you give your beard, Chief, to grow it out that much? It's been a few years at this point. Been a few years. Alex can definitely win the rematch. He made a huge adjustment between the first and the second Ankalaev fight. I think he will show out this time. I agree. The biggest thing that Pereira can change is output. If he has more output, he wins the fight. My bad, I didn't mean to send that. No, you're good, buddy. DDP. I don't think he can beat Khamzat. Are beards like yours common in your area? Yes. You think DDP will ever be champ again? No. First and second Yuri fight, sorry. I knew what you meant. You're correct. You're correct. He should condition his beard. I do. Thank you, though. Did you see Khamzat thank Sonny King in the Mike DDP speech? I watched everything. I don't know how people still support Alex Pereira. He's not a good fighter at all, in my opinion. That makes no sense. Literally no sense. You cannot like him, fine, but he's definitely a good fighter. Who would have won Francis versus Anthony Joshua? Dream match? Anthony Johnson? Johnson. Douglas got destroyed, but can probably fight next month. Not a ton of damage, especially just guy's ego and manhood hurt badly. I don't think his manhood and his ego were hurt. I mean, yeah, he could fight next month for sure. But he's going to go back and obviously train more and all that good stuff. So, yeah. But, man, I appreciate you guys being here. It's pretty awesome. Ilya versus Armin. Armin can make it fun with scrambles, but his strike defense is really bad. Really bad. How do you think Pereira ready for Ankalaev? Well, he already fought him once, and he stuffed every single takedown. Only big shot of the fight was Ankalaev, I think at the end of round 3 or something like that. More output from Pereira, he wins. Ngannou Chimaev next versus Aspinall, okay? What I mean is it's MMA. You are not going to be a slugfest. I think yesterday was pretty good. It shows DDP needs to really work on his wrestling, but again, it's MMA. I don't think he needs to work on his wrestling. I just think he's a step behind in that type of grappling. He kept getting up, but yeah. I'll talk to you Friday. I'm going to bed. I'm falling asleep. I appreciate you, Chase. Thank you so much, buddy. Chief, I hated how DDP fought yesterday. He got knocked down each round. Well, he definitely didn't get knocked down. He got taken down with no grappling defense at all. Well, if he had no grappling defense at all, he would have been submitted. He had a lot of great grappling defense. He just was outmaneuvered by Chimaev. Can you stop thanking us for being here with all due respect? Am I being annoying by thanking you guys for being here? Is that a real thing? You can fight Armin next. He might slap the nose off the little... Yes, he does. Armin's grappling style is better than Chimaev's. Yeah. But he's not as dominant with his grappling. So Khamzat and Dricus deserve respect. Khamzat completely manhandled the champ, and Dricus never gave up. Unbelievable, relentless. Correct. Do you think DDP moves to the 205 now? No. Ank only landed that shot because Alex second-guessed a kick. Outside of that, he looked very comfortable defensively on the feet, but could see openings, I guess. Yes. McGregor Cowboy, okay. Man, I'm half asleep, but it's MMA. You are not going to get a slugfest all the time. Correct. Well, what a weird comment. Just found you. Thanks for having us. I appreciate you. Thank you. McGregor not coming back. Losers stop dreaming. God, I hope he doesn't come back. I can see Khamzat fight Strickland next. No way. What's next for DDP? Hernandez, probably RDR. Top level MMA capper collective. Okay. What do you think about McGregor, Ilya, and the White House card? That fight would never happen. MMA is 24/7. Yep. Yo, where did you get that the cowboy hat? My favorite painting ever is a friend in need, aka dogs. Okay. Hell yeah. Ming, round 1 KO. Yeah. I'm very curious to see if Walker can get him down and test that. I want to see. Thoughts on Oliveira's next fight and his choice to make a super quick turnaround? I hate it, but if he can grapple him, he wins. Chief, your favorite UFC fighter of all time? Cowboy Cerrone. Do you think Izzy can be champion? Nope. What do you think with DDP if he beats RDR? I think he can. RDR is good grappling, but he's not the grappler that Chimaev is. I think RDR could do what I thought he could do against Chimaev. Couldn't do that with Chimaev, but I think he can do that with RDR. Bro, ACA is underrated. Okay, Patty's the next champ. I think he beats Ilya by decision. That's a bit of a hot take, maybe. Hamza BS the winner of France man event or someone else, and if so, who? I think Kaio. Hello, everyone. Regarding Khamzat Chimaev in Russia, most people don't respect him. He doesn't have any connection to Russia at all. Please understand the Arab word here is to help him, okay? That's very weird. Are you trying to find a way to watch MMA? What? 24/7? No. What do you do with DDP if he beats RDR? You give him a rematch against Chimaev. Sean Strickland versus Kevin Holland battle of the big mouths. Interesting. Not a bad matchup. Islam versus Khamzat. Who do you have? Khamzat. Imavov versus Khamzat. Khamzat. Do you think Islam is the top 5 level? Who? Any words on Carlos Prates? He's incredible. So much fun. What about Nichols spends 2 to 3 years? Doesn't matter. Nope. It doesn't challenge at all. Who do you think can beat Khamzat or give him a good fight? Good fight, absolutely for sure, is Kaio. You gonna watch the China card? You're goddamn right it will be, and I will be live. Hope to see you there. What do you do with Izzy if he beats a guy like Hernandez? You give him a guy like Kaio. You maybe give him a rematch with Imavov, depending on what it is. Some things you could do. Carlos Prates beats Boris via smoke. Islam versus Hamza. UFC PI in Shanghai will create more Chinese talent. I agree. Who does Nickel fight next? We just fought RDR. He beat Paul Craig, which means nothing. You probably give him... Shit. Could you do... RoboCop? Ooh. Congrats on the win, Tim. Appreciate you. Who do you think will win, Armin or Ilya? Ilya. Armin's strike defense is not very good. Chimaev or Fedor next to George St. Pierre. Hell yeah. $5 from Stev. Thank you, man, so much. Hamza for sure is a force, but he fights like once a year. I'm afraid he is barely going to defend the belt. I agree. I appreciate you. Hamza versus Bo Nickel. Hamza destroys Bo Nickel. Do you think Hernandez can be a legit contender in the middleweight as stacked as it is right now? Absolutely. The only person he's not going to beat is maybe Dricus and Khamzat. Dricus. I really do appreciate you for the $5. Thank you guys so much. Put W's in the chat. Thank you. Didn't Khamzat say he wanted to return in 2 months from Dana White at the presser? I think he did, yes. That's the point, absolutely. I don't know who to pick between Imavov and Kaio. Imavov well-rounded and has freakily good boxing speed, but Kaio has the output and elite IQ. Also, Imavov does slow down. Kai does not. No one is going to hurt and beat Khamzat. Gilbert Burns, Khamzat too. That'd be fun. Hamza versus Chimaev next versus Aspinall. Okay, I don't think so. And Hamza versus Chimaev, that doesn't make sense. Do you DDP moves up a weight class? Absolutely not. I think Hamza will be active now with the belt check hitting. Maybe. That's possible. It's possible. Common Cold is Boris' toughest opponent. They already have a massive rivalry. Yeah, Common Cold. That's hilarious. Again, if you guys can, slap that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate you. Again, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm curious to see how active he's actually going to be, to be honest. Very curious. Khamzat versus King from Tekken. Who wins? Khamzat. There's nothing but trouble. Hello from Russia. Think about your future. Appreciate you. Doesn't matter how many fights Burns loses. He always has respect for Khamzat performance. Absolutely. You all back on the roster? No. All the people hating on Khamzat for wrestling, the whole are the same people who think Khabib is GOAT. Agreed. Giannis the Greek made 200 last week. Oh, made you 200? Hell yeah. MVP versus Izzy had to sign a good matchup if they actually engage in the fight. They're not going to fight. They're good friends. Khamzat has been a money machine. That's fair. UFC will give the next title shot to Colby Covington just because he's a company man and doesn't talk about his business. Yuck. That'd be fucking awful. MBD, what up, buddy? 25 minutes of hugging MMA fans are so embarrassing with how dumb they are. Yeah. Yeah. The whole time, my bad. You're good, you're good, you're good. MVP couldn't break top 5 in middleweight right now. Yes, he could. Yes, he could. I would like to see RDR versus Khamzat. I think Khamzat outdoes him in 5 rounds. RDR might do well early, but not later. 23 minutes of control and championship fight got him a crucifix 7 times. Correct. Correct. The problem with Khamzat is how active he is going to be. Okay, I'm curious. DDP versus Khamzat was wrestling of an early Khabib fight. I agree. You know what it was? Ali Quenta. That's what that fight reminded me of. I don't think RDR stands a chance against Khamzat whole distance. Okay. I think RDR, grappling-wise, could do well early. After like the first or the second round, it's done. Carlos Prates was cool as fuck with that cigarette. Yeah, right. Who do you pick, Khamzat? I'm evolved Khamzat, 100 all day. Whatever happened to Leon, he's not very good. Dricus was crucifixed so much I thought I was watching The Passion. I like how we are interacting so directly with you. I appreciate you. Look like Gordon Ryan did fusion with Willie Nelson. Who'd you pick in JDM versus Islam? I want to see MVP taunt against Fluffy. Book it. Fluffy by insane finish. That'd be great. Again, any strike you put MVP with, MVP's beating. Unless you can get him to the ground, MVP's winning. Who do you think Sugar fights next? I think he should go up a weight class. Prates versus MVP would be awesome. I like MVP. DDP needs to move up to light heavyweight. I don't think so at all. Murphy is very good. I didn't understand people picking Pico. I'm not sure if you did. I said Laurel Murphy's very good. He very may well win. But I picked Pico because I liked his power. I liked his combinations. I like his wrestling. And he looked very good until he was finished. That is the reality. He was looking very good. 0 top 15 fighters are currently booked. Really? People are just so salty over how overpowered wrestling is. A wrestler isn't going to stand up his opponent because the crowd are booing. Correct. The crowd's bored. It's the opponent's job to get good. Correct. DDP needs to focus on grappling. Pico was too aggressive and got caught. Looked good though. Pico's chin is tragic. He looks so insane. Well, it's not tragic. He ran into a spinning back elbow. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, but Pitbull is so buns. Well, he almost finished Dan Ige, and he beat Dan Ige. So what does that make Ige? Pico was dominating. He just got caught. Yeah, he got caught. And McGrew was reeling cause DDP lost, I bet. I thought Pico died in front of 30,000 people last night. That's crazy. I'd hate to see Sugar in Flyman, but I don't want to see him being a champ again in Bantamweight. I said I think he needs to go up, not down, up. Can't believe Ige fought like that against Pitbull. I agree. Though, he got hurt really bad in that, which is crazy. Pitbull has been slept one time. Yes, he's been slept once. And this was like 4 fights ago. I mean, Pico hasn't been slept since for 6 years before last night. 6 years. 2019 was the last time he was KO'd. DDP needs to grapple with non-African coaches. No offense to Africa. Every time we see a fighter come out of Africa like Francis and DDP, they can't grapple. Again, clearly he can grapple because he defended all the submissions and stuff like that. He just couldn't get up, be offensive. That's all. UFC is in a great era right now. I agree. I love it. And you got a new sub, dude. Man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Dylan Dennis said he would beat sub Khamzat. What do you think? Dylan Dennis is a stupid idiot. Umar versus Merab 2. I love that fight. Pico seems like an exciting fighter, and I'm sure the nerve got him acting way too aggressive. He seemed super tense all week. I don't think he seemed super tense. And again, that's his style. I mean, that's his style. Lerone had a great move and cutting the corner and throwing the elbow as Pico was coming in. Pico fought well. Lerone caught him. That's all you can say. How far do you think Keda will go? I don't know if he'll be champion, but he'll be a contender. Why does DDP need to move up? He only lost once while he was champion. Correct. Pico has been KO'd 4 times. Nope, he's been 3 times. The other time was a shoulder injury, not a KO. Pico, Neal, and Reyes. Who took the worst spinning elbow? Reyes. 100% Reyes. This is a classic Khamzat stream. Dylan Dennis rules, dude. Y'all haters. Dylan Dennis is not good. Good grappler, but Dylan Dennis is not good. Conor versus Khamzat just to witness another ego check. I don't know, man. DDP made some middleweight school wrestling mistakes in a championship fight. Sure, but he didn't get submitted. That's a big deal. Merab just beat Umar. Umar hasn't fought since. What are we talking about? Well, he has a hurt hand still, but I thought Umar won the first 3 rounds. Close fight, but yeah. Ankalaev, Pereira. Does Dylan still fight anyone? No. I picked Hernandez, Ape. I didn't understand why Hooper was such a favorite, and like 85% of people picked Hooper, beat Clay Guida, and took Jim Miller mid-decision. He's not good, especially his striking. Striking is not great, but his grappling's way better than Hernandez. He got caught, great shot by Hernandez. I don't know why people are so quick to hate on Dennis, because he's not good. He talks shit and he does nothing good. What do you mean? He talks shit and he does nothing. It's like Jake Paul saying he's a good boxer. You haven't fought a boxer. Ape is levels above him. Defense is too good and striking is way better. His what defense? His grappling is not better. Striking is, yes. As badly as DDP got dominated, he did better than anyone he's against his prime version of Khamzat, yes. What's your take on Islam Jack? Islam submits him. His takedown defense? His takedown defense is fine. Yeah, that's fair. He said Islam, I think he's half daggy. No, not at all. Easy to say DDP made wrestling mistakes, but when he's also got to worry about a submission, correct, then of course his wrestling won't look as good as potentially could. Correct. And again, DDP kept getting up. He kept doing correct things. Khamzat was just better. That doesn't mean DDP should move up now. If he keeps losing, then he could be considered moving up. But now DDP just needs to get back to the drawing board. Correct. 100%. And we all should understand that DDP is a competitive guy, so we'll see him back. You're good, Steven. You're good. No big deal. Now we are 3 likes away from hitting 60 likes. Let's hit those like buttons. Let's hit that like button. Let's go. Appreciate you guys so much. So cool. MVP versus protest pick? MVP. DDP versus Strickland would low-key be fired even though it doesn't make sense. I mean, they already fought twice. I marked Malarkey return on the calendar. Why? So he can get smashed? Why? 2 more. 2 more likes. 2 more. Will Umar beat Merab in the future? I thought he'd beat the first one. I think Umar's the only guy to challenge Merab. No, Niesman thinks he won. Thinks he won last fight? What? Hello? What? MMA now, I picked Tim Elliott. He's crafty and awkward on the feet. He's never been slept, which is funny because so many people picked KO. Well, Kai's a good striker, and he was beating him. He was beating him with the striking. But he made the classic mistake of getting too aggressive. And I said right before it happened that Tim needs to close the distance and try to get a hold of him. Boom, submission. Picked him exactly round 2 sub. Hell yeah. Bro, did you see Ganzi lost so crazy? Yeah, it was. He did not lose that fight. When Pantoja versus Merab happens, Dana gonna make it co-main, and I like Pantoja a lot. I do think Merab can make that 5-round fight weird in the 4th and the 5th, but I like Pantoja. If he didn't break his hand, he would definitely beat Merab even in the first fight. I agree. I thought he still won. I don't know what's going on with the Strickland. He is not done, but he does better fighting influencers than actual fighters. Is it a respect thing? I don't think it's a respect thing. I just think he's 34. Oh, he's also suspended for punching a fighter in another promotion. So that's great. The version of Costa that fought Romero versus Khamzat, that'd be insane. Canelo or Crawford? Crawford all day, baby. Let's go, bud. Canelo, incredible fighter. Boxer. Strickland, worst champion of all time? No, that's Nico Montana. No. Strickland's not the worst. Do you think the way to beat MVP is to back up and make him come to you and counter him with as he enters or blitz on him instead of moving into him or standing still like a lot of Jared, the thing that he did okay was he did back him up. The problem is he wasn't throwing combinations. He wasn't mixing it up at all. He wasn't making MVP think besides just throwing punches. He wasn't mixing it up. So the thing to do, honestly, is you have to just go in on him. Be defensively sound, but you have to kind of blitz him. Back-to-back spinning elbows wasn't historic. I agree, Jason. The counter to MVP is shoot double leg. Well, there's not a lot of guys that can do that. Like MVP, Jared is not a wrestler, you know. You think Khamzat beats Romero that fought Whitaker? No. Nico Montana is a female champion, right? Yep. Can a stand-up fighter ever be a good grappler? Well, I mean, it's happened before. We've seen it before. Can you acknowledge the fact that you said Khamzat has 0% chance to win a decision, even during the fight live? Yeah, 100%. Khamzat looked great. I did not see a decision for Khamzat. Didn't see it. He fought well. Big Canelo for the win? Okay. No one is beating Khamzat. He needs to move up. I don't think he's moving up. The only one that's going to challenge Khamzat is Kai. New here. I like your takes. Just subscribe. Man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. 1 like away from 60 likes. Let's smack that like button. Fluffy beats Khamzat? I don't think so. Because if he can manhandle Dricus like that, he's going to manhandle Fluffy. And Fluffy gets put in bad situations, submission-wise. It just happened with Roman, I think. He had to get out of a submission. I'll give you the like. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Why did Dricus not stay low and defend 1 takedown? Because he wasn't going to defend takedowns. Fluffy Hernandez beats Khamzat 3-4-5. Easy, bro. That's fucking crazy. Everyone always thinks someone's unbeatable until they're beaten. Yep. Relax, guys. He just won the title. Correct. Bunch of casuals in the comments. Dricus couldn't do to Roman what Fluffy did. What? Dricus never fought Roman. What are you talking? And Dricus would smash Roman. What are you talking about? If I'm Evolve is competitive with Kai, though, do you think Kai will have a chance? Well, I'm Evolve and Kai, it's a different matchup. I think style is style. Khamzat is a better style with Kai. I'm Evolve's tricky because he has good footwork, he has good striking, he has good timing. It's just going to depend on, can Kai implement his grappling early? Is Leon done? Yes. Sean Strickland's way better chance to keep that fight on the feet? Absolutely not. I think Roman deletes it. Khamzat showed some weakness in the last round, though. Did he? Because it should have never even been there. JDM versus Islam prediction? Islam by strangulation. I'm saying it in the grappling. Never said Dricus fought Roman. Oh, in the grappling? I mean, Roman's a very, very good grappling. My bad, JR, for sure. Roman's a great grappler, 100%. His striking is not good, and I like Dricus on the offensive with Roman. Hey, bro, I think DDP is a beast. You could see in their feet he was way stronger than Khamzat. Yeah, he's a good striker, but Khamzat fought perfectly? Correct. He did very, very well. Again, super chats in the name of the game, so I appreciate you guys no matter what. Smack the like button, subscribe. I appreciate the hell out of you. Can't believe people say it was boring. It was not boring. If it was such a dominant performance, how come he didn't get a finish? You can dominate and not get a finish. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. All right. Dricus must have affected him before the fight. What the fuck? Antonio Carlos Jr. versus Sullivan Coley. Antonio Carlos Jr. No, it was not boring. Not boring. Khamzat is overrated. It was easy matchup for him. Fluffy beats him. Trust me. Okay, we'll see. These comments sound so silly. If it was dominant, why didn't he finish? Bro, what are you talking about? Correct. It was boring because it wasn't competitive. Man, DDP is a beast. He was smiling the last rounds to show Warriors. Yep, absolutely. He knew he was losing. I'm saying this as a Khamzat fan. So many casuals say Khamzat isn't good. Correct. Chimaev didn't try to throw hard shots the entire fight, but yeah, he was dominant. Well, what if he throws a big shot and DDP reverses it and Link gets on top of him and beats him up and finishes him? He stayed safe. He stayed dominant. He stayed in control. He won. Also, let's be real, probably 4 10-8 rounds. I mean, 50-45 doesn't show how dominant that fight was. Khamzat has no punching power in his hands besides GM3 Lucky Punch. I mean, that's fair, but his grappling's really good, and I think he overpowers Hernandez. DDP Jiu-Jitsu IQ is literally a white belt. I mean, clearly not. He defended all the submissions. How is Khamzat at 15-0, though? I think he's 17-0. I don't think he's 15-0. How many UFC fight does he have? A lot. What are you talking about? I think he has 7 or not 8 now. Let me see. Pretty sure he's like 8-0 now. Pretty sure. 9-0 in the UFC. 9-0. Who the fuck can actually beat Chimaev? The only one I think can be competitive with him is Kaio. Khamzat has better punching power than DDP. I don't know if that's true. Chimaev did throw, but as soon as they stand on the feet, you could feel DDP was stronger. Why would he stay in DDP's territory? Correct. Oh, 15-0. Sorry, yes. Middleweight is cooked. Khamzat took years off because mentally he is weak. That's not true. He was sick. Merch drops soon. At some point, I'm trying to get the 5K. So at some point, he just didn't want to take the risk. Yeah, there's no reason to. Khamzat is such a true dominator. Too many casuals calling his match boring. I thought it was a great fight to watch. Love the control from Khamzat. Yeah, and a good defense from DDP and not getting submitted. He was getting up, getting back down, getting up, getting back down. Khamzat is a bit of a size disadvantage. I think he's an in-betweener. I agree, too big for welterweight, but not a big middleweight. I agree with that, but I think he's best at welterweight. Dang it. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. coming. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. My daughter was having a hard time. We're good. Appreciate you. Here we go. Pereira and Ankalaev 2 prediction. I like Pereira because of output. We need Usman at 185. I agree. You see your analyst, if Topuria fought Makhachev, I think Topuria does what Topuria does, but I think Makhachev catches him in a submission. Guys, MMA, you are not going to get a striker matchup all the time, correct? Can you do in real life Survivor Mountain Stream? No. Just you in the wilderness? No. My opinion, DDP is a beast, but his grappling needs improvement. He doesn't need to move up. He just needs to go back and drawing board. Correct. I was surprised he didn't throw any knees. I agreed. Cat in the hat. DDP did throw knees. If you could do a catchweight fight like back in the day, who would you pick to face off with each other? The guy says, who do you think best matchup? Well, I would have loved to see Francis and Anthony Johnson rumble. When they stand, he did, but Khamzat would let him get up almost in nothing of the time. Yeah, he'd get up and then he'd bring him back down. How long have you been doing this and what got you started? Good for you doing something you're passionate about, brother. I appreciate you. And really what got me started is just I loved I started with WWE as a kid, like before Eddie passed and all those things. And then I watched WEC, hooked. Of course, I had seen UFC and stuff like that with Forrest Griffin and Bonner and all that stuff, but I watched WEC and that's what hooked me. Brian Stan against Doug Marshall, Miguel Ángel Torres, he was so good for so long. And there, he lost his first match against Brian Bowles. Got knocked out by Brian Bowles. Remember that as a kid was crazy. I never thought Miguel would lose. Obviously, weird to say that now, but true. Yeah. I think Khamzat versus RDR in October makes sense. Now I'm just trying to build my channel so I don't have to work 7 days a week. I can be home a little bit more with my family. And I pick something that I fucking love. I love MMA. I love watching it. My predictions can't be right all the time, but I talk to everybody about it and we have fun. Knowing Khamzat, he has taken some time off, probably. Khamzat said he wants to fight in October. That'd be crazy if he did. And I'm Evolve will be recovering, so RDR should get it. Well, I'm Evolve is not going to beat Kai, I don't think. And I don't think RDR gets it. But maybe. I want to see Gourmet versus Paulo Costa in the future. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy fight. Who do you think wins Jailton Almeida versus Tom Aspinall? I don't know how Aspinall's ground game is, so I would say Almeida. But I'm curious to see how Almeida does with the striking offense of Tom. I just don't know. I don't know. I think we'll see a lot in the Volkov fight. How long do you think we see Khamzat as a dominant champ? In my opinion, I believe that he fought a good 4 years left him. I agree with that. Just double tap with my okay. That's very weird. Very weird. But I appreciate you. Usman is a legit shot for a title contention. Welterweight. Usman versus Islam, it would be interesting. I 100% agree. Who's the best UFC picker? Joey's pretty good. I would say MMA Joey's pretty good. God, I don't even know about that. Who do you think could be champion against Usman or Leon? Again, Usman or Leon? Usman. Are you top 1% UFC picker? I don't know. I'm right at 60% with my picks. Leon is gone. He should be gone. Yuck. Yuck. And I have over 1,000 predictions. So, correct. Like, wins. I think I'm just over 1,000. So, I'm at 60%. Big Skinny is the best. Okay. Big Skinny. What's next for DDP? Probably Hernandez, RDR. Whoever doesn't get a title shot, the other guy. Come on, Leon isn't that gone. Oh, he's gone. Usman, the dark horse of the UFC right now? A little bit, sure. Usman, yeah. That's fair. Why do you think welterweight top 15 is unbooked? I'm pretty sure it's booked. That's why MVP wasn't fighting at 170, because it's booked. Now Michael Morales is the dark horse. Ooh, yeah, I like Michael Morales. He does need to tighten stuff up. His striking is very wild at times. He needs to tighten that up a little bit, but he's very good. Leanne needs a miracle to see gold again with, yeah, correct. Absolutely correct. Okay, I got 12% left in my phone, so. But I really appreciate you guys. Check the rankings. They all free now. I don't think so. I want UFC Atlanta. Super underrated. You went to UFC Atlanta. Okay. Leon just doesn't have the instinct. UFC Atlanta. Why am I forgetting about that? UFC at. Oh yeah, June 14th. You're correct. Usman Buckley. Yep. Yep. Yeah, the Rose Maverick fight was weird. Weird. Bellato, yeah. It was a good card. Garbrandt shit the bed. Omar Sy shit the bed. Bad judged on that one. I thought Sy won it. Didn't look great, but yeah. Leon just doesn't have the instinct. Shocker. Leon versus Prates. Prates sleeps him. Sleeps him, I think. Again, send in your super chats. We'll be ending the stream here in about 5 or so minutes. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. The way Umar did Buckley, Usman did Buckley is the same way Khamzat did DDP. Correct. Correct. Are you a fan of Bilal Muhammad? You think UFC slows down on top of Bellator PFL crossovers? Absolutely not. Nah, Khamzat did it way worse. I mean, it was more dominant. The first 4 rounds, Usman Buckley wasn't even competitive. It was all Usman. What do you think about Chimaev versus Hernandez and Borrello? I think Borrello is his hardest fight. Leon fights like a point fighter. He doesn't really try to end fights and just outperforms them. But the problem is even if he had just a little bit more output, he'd be more dangerous. If you pressure him with a lot of pressure, you take away his less output as it is anyways. Colby owns Leon. Yuck. God, that fight was so bad. So bad. Such a bad fight. Here to collect the Lerone Murphy apology. Okay. I mean, Aaron Pico looked really good before he was finished. So I don't know what you want. Lerone caught him with a good shot, but Pico was fighting well up until that moment. So. Thoughts on Aaron Pico? Unfortunately, got caught, but I thought he was doing very well. How do you think he turns this around? Doesn't fight till next year. Takes a lot of time off to heal that chin. And yeah, he was fighting well against the number 5th guy or some shit, ranked 6th guy on his debut. He was fighting well. Does the Ritter have any chance against Chimaev? Early, sure. I mean, bringing fighters over from the lesser. Oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. Do they stop signing them to big spots? No. Because, like, Michael Chandler, debut, successful, TKO's Dan Hooker. You know, Pitbull loses a decision, sure, but MVP's 5-1 now. I mean, come on. Some of them have been good. Buckley, Alonzo, I want to see. That's interesting. I'm not against that at all. Why are you talking about Leon? He's going to get trashed. Correct. RDR is a nightmare matchup for Chimaev. Early, yes. Later, no. His gas tank's not great. I think Colby is burnt out. I think Usman just snuffed out the flame. I'm okay with that. I thought the first fight was very competitive. He's not fighting well. Murphy was making reads. He was not fighting well? What are you talking about, JD? Yes, he was fighting well. What? He took him down twice. He wasn't fighting well. It's crazy. That's crazy. Honestly, I think if scheduled, Usman could beat guys like DDP, Imavov, RDR. If Usman wasn't so good at welterweight, he would dominate at middleweight. Okay. I don't think Usman beats DDP. RDR is a weird one because I think Usman would win in a 5-round fight, but not in a 3-round fight. Probably GSP versus current Chimaev, GSP. Pico is a pressure fighter with no defense. Okay. I mean, he was defending the straight shots. He just got caught with a spinning elbow. Why couldn't Chimaev submit DDP? It looked like he was going easy on him. Absolutely not. DDP was doing well. with his grappling defense, submission defense. True, and Yuri was a rising champion, and it translated to UFC, so we see what you mean. And again, so did Pereira. He's a kickboxing champion, which almost never go well. And look what he's done. I'm not ready to give up on Leon yet. Let's wait and see. Let's see. When's the last time you had a can? I was a child. Hernandez Chimaev. Chimaev. Supervision. Okay. Goodbye. Umar gave Khamzat a better fight than... No! Oh, gosh. Ugh. Hold on a second. What the fuck? Where is this at? Standard, hidden. Damn it. Ugh. Typing out the wrong fucking person. Shit. Usman gave Khamzat a better fight than DDP. Absolutely agree. Chimaev going easy, a hilarious statement. Correct. Leon got lucky versus Usman. Absolutely true. Pico was fighting exceptionally. Correct. Rongju safe pick against Hubbard. Hubbard's tough. He's very durable, and he has good wrestling. That's not a lock, I don't think. Usman can beat DDP, yeah. Here is my take. Dricus only trains with his coaches in South Africa, and respect to him for being loyal, but I do think he should come train at Killcliff. Usman and many other champs train there. I don't mind that at all. Can Chimaev become a 3-division champ? No. Usman would not beat DDP. Styles make matchups. Correct. Usman dominates. I don't think he dominates DDP. Buckley versus Brady. Who do you have? Brady. Because if Usman can grapple him, so can Brady. Man, I can't believe that happened. Moderators. Fuck. DDP 2 to 3 years. Jesus. Will Anshel Jobley emerge in the UFC? Doubtful. Brady, yep. Not saying he should quit working with his coaches in South Africa, but he should be cross-training with guys in the U.S. I agree. It's true. Chimaev is the worst champ in middleweight history. How? How is that even a thing? Prime could be versus current Chimaev and welterweight. I still think. Probably Chimaev. I think Chimaev's style of a low shot makes it hard to defend. Usman has shown such shot against Buckley, but it wasn't at the same speed as Chimaev. Correct. You do prediction video / stream? Absolutely. Khamzat would dominate Khabib? Yes. See if I can make up my... Okay. Khamzat has a way better gas tank than who? Khabib? I don't think Khamzat has a better gas tank than Khabib. That seems crazy. To be honest. Blanca, hi from Chile. Sup? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, all my predictions will be out tomorrow, Stephen. I appreciate you. Khabib got tired against Conor. I mean, also submitted him. I mean, I don't think he got tired against him, but... Also, Conor did a lot better than people think he did. Khabib, Khamzat 170 is competitive, 185 is domination. Correct. Usman legs just keep getting worse every year. That's not true. He said his legs are better now than they were when he first came over because he has stuff to help his legs, his knees. So that's not true. Khamzat doesn't look so beefy, but it's crazy how strong he is. And like Dricus said, it wasn't necessarily how strong he was. It was the technique. It was knowing what Dricus was going to do to get up, all those things. To say he would dominate Khabib is a stretch. Yes. Khamzat in activity misses weight, gets sick often, fights less than once a year. Well, we'll see. He's now the champion. Let's see what happens. Would Khabib gas tank last against a guy as heavy as Khamzat on him? I think not. That's possible. Yeah. I think Pico is simply unlucky, man. Hard to see a prospect getting pushed so hard. I see the potential. Well, anytime, even if people forget this, like he debuted in Bellator 0-0. So he went 13-4. Yes, he got finished twice there in 2019. Since then, only a shoulder surgery in a fight he was doing well in, or not shoulder surgery, but a shoulder injury, stops that fight with Jeremy Kennedy. So technically, he'd be 14-3 coming over to the UFC. Either way, that doesn't really matter, but he had success against Murphy. See what he can do now. Let's see. Chimaev versus DDP wasn't even close to being one of the best fights of the year. I agree with that. Which of the upcoming fights do you think could be? Let's see. UFC 320. I think. Oh, Yuri Prohaska, Khalil Roundtree. I think that could be fight of the year. Yeah, I think that could be fight of the year. Pico will be another Michael Chandler. No. Bellator to the UFC, always bet against them. Okay. Fluffy, Kai, and RDR are the only three interesting names for Khamzat. Correct. I don't want to hear I'm evolved. He gets smashed. I agree 100%. Appreciate you guys for being here. Khamzat was always ill because killing himself some weight. Yeah, I agree. I think he's more dangerous at 70, but sure. Am I on Twitter? Yes. I also didn't bet on Kai because I knew the risk wasn't worth it. Never got to bet on questionable prospect from another organization. That's fair. Gene Silva, Diego Lopez, Gene Silva. But I'm curious on that matchup. Very, very curious. Mazov to the UFC would be dope. Dude, that'd be so sick. That'd be so sick. That guy is so good. 100%. That'd be awesome. I think it's too soon for Van to face Pantoja. Needs more experience. Pantoja is top tier. Agreed. I think stand-up-wise, Van's very good, but how does he do against the grappling? I'm going to go Pantoja, grappling, 3-2 decision. I know it's MMA, but to wrestle 5 rounds made the fight boring. At least he could have stand and banged for DDP for 1 round and risk getting finished, risk getting put in a compromising position. No. Stayed dominant, took no damage, controlled most of it. Should have been like a 50-42 fight. Not boring. Lopez, fight who you got. Silva. Not a DDP fan. Definitely not a Khamzat fan at all. And I was rooting for Khamzat to finish him. Then he disappointed. RDR is the best shot to get Khamzat out of there. I disagree. RDR's cardio will fail him. Kai is the best chance to beat Khamzat. If Mokaev comes back, do you think he could win against Pantoja? No. He learned a lesson versus Gilbert? Correct, he did. He went down on DDP 12 times. Shit, what's my battery at now? 7. How come you're not using Twitter as much anymore? Because it's a lot to do. I don't have a lot of time as it is anyways. So, I can't keep up with everything. So. Road chosen 1, you are confused. What is next? Okay. Strong independent woman can defeat Khamzat. Okay. You really like his fighting style? It was fun. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. I like your beard. Appreciate you. Khamzat was not entertaining. Okay. He dominated him. I was entertained the whole time. I was entertained. It's okay if you weren't. That's fine. But I liked it. China, are you from? Not from China at all. Goddard standing him up. Oh, dude, Goddard, that was awful. What the fuck are you standing him up for? It was terrible. I'm not a fan of either. Wrestling is great. DDP got crucified 5 times for sins. Repent, okay. Top tier. Your preferences, Brazilian fighters or Russian fighters? Who are you picking? Probably the Russian fighters. Just because they're grappling. Any weight, what's the dream fight you can make? Tom John. So we can shut these Tom Aspinall fans up. I would definitely want Rumble versus Francis. Yeah, I can see how it wasn't entertaining, but we can sit here and say it wasn't impressive to watch. Correct. Margano was a horrible ref. That was an awful stand-up. UK's taking over. I don't know about that. Khamzat Chimaev is the next GOAT. Yeah, there's a long time for that. Sean Shelby, Hunter Campbell was telling Goddard to stand him up. Really? If that's true, that's fucking awful. Could Chase Hooper beat Hernandez if he survived round one? I don't know. I don't know. I think the fight should have went to round two. It was like a second or 2 seconds left. I don't know. It seemed like he was having a hard time getting to him. I don't know. Giving Volk the Murphy fight is just prolonging the inevitable. Nobody at 45 beats Gene Silva. Okay, interesting. Sean versus Khamzat. Who wins? Khamzat. Who will be your hardest matchup? For who? Kyle Borello. Makachev, Chimaev at 170. Chimaev. I think Kane versus Jones is the best we never got. Ooh. Oh, Ferguson could be for sure. For sure. Okay, well, it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I really appreciate you guys. My predictions will be out tomorrow. I will be live tomorrow night. I can't say how much I appreciate you guys. Smack that subscribe button. Check out the videos on the channel. I appreciate you guys. Stay safe. See you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned. Peace.